And quarterback Will Levis joins 3HL in mere moments. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone studios. I'm Joe Hawk. The tournament for men's basketball could be growing as the NCAA has reportedly presented all of the Division I commissioners with plans about potentially expanding the tournament by 4 teams, by 8 teams, or seeing if they like the tournament the way that it is. News coming out of Los Angeles just a little while ago is that the LA Lakers have signed J.J. Redick to be their brand new head coach. It is a 4-year deal for the NBA All-Star. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome in 3HL 104.5 The Zone, Thursday edition. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
That is the voice of Don Davenport.
What up?
That's Buck. That's Buck.
Let's go.
We were off yesterday for Juneteenth. Today, I haven't known what day it was all day. Like, it felt like Monday to me. What are you doing over there?
Why is this chair so high? Brad Hopkins is a big human being. Why does he put his chair so high?
I don't know. So he could talk down to Hunk.
Now, you need it for your knees, man, when you're tall.
Well, who is that in our microphone?
Slade's back.
I'm
Look
back in
at
the
you.
building. I'm in the building.
Who is that?
I'm back, man.
I'm back, baby.
I might have been lost, but now I'm found.
Were you lost?
You know what?
You had to buckle up the past week, didn't you?
That was a little bit more than buckling up. That's more like a harness. You wear a harness the entire time. You know what's better than
Hands and legs inside the ride at all times?
Yeah, what's better than all that though?
Yeah.
Is my traveling. Like the wedding and all that is cool, but my traveling, that's a whole little adventure in its own self.
Slate,
You made it?
I did make it. Did you go to the airport with a ticket yesterday?
Nah.
Are you serious?
No, that's how I roll.
I even told you that I would book you one.
You did. You sure did.
Yeah, there was
And
no
you
answer to
ignored
that.
me.
There was no answer to that.
Yeah, I couldn't respond right then.
I pulled up all the Southwest flights. I pulled up all the American flights. I had them screenshotted.
Yeah.
Like, what flight do you want me to book for you?
Yeah, it wouldn't work. I was
Unbelievable. You're like Bert. Run it.
Yeah,
Just run it.
Just get me in the door. That's all I need to do is get in the door.
Hey,
that
will
was
you
Bert's whole thing. That was a thing.
hold up?
Yeah, I got.
You got some hardware.
Look at
that.
I'm there. I'm right there.
Congratulations,
Thank you, guys.
married man.
Thank you.
Congrats. I'm glad you're back, and it was a phenomenal event.
I had a
You
blast.
guys did a great
I'm glad
job.
y'all
Great job.
came. The love was real. Great unity. The energy was amazing. The entire, I think, 8 days or 7 days, however long it was. It was dope, man. There's so many different parts. I got to actually go back and see the video because I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on. I felt like one time I found myself outside in the parking garage around 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock a.m. or p.m.?
No, this was p.m.
Oh.
But with no reason.
In the parking garage. I didn't even know there was a parking garage.
I didn't either.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
You found a portal to time travel.
In the parking lot. Like, what am I doing? That's it, but that's one thing.
Buck tried to rag on me and say that I might be the worst dancer ever.
Well,
do you agree
I
or
do
disagree?
not agree.
Thank
I
you.
do not agree. This is what Buck doesn't understand. Buck
That's
is
what
a
I'm
tamed animal. We are more wild animals out there. When I say
right.
we, me
Do
and
whatever
Beth,
you think.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want.
It's the energy sets the tone for dancing. We don't. If you're not doing like a line dance or something, there are no instructions.
That's right.
Like, you don't have to be in order to do something. You go off the energy. If the energy is crazy, then guess what you do? Just go wild. And everybody gonna be like, ooh, Will from the Ville hit me up and was like, hey, man, I tell you what, Babsy and Mr. Babs, we ain't gonna call them Mr. Babs no more. Man, they shook it. I said, I know they did. That's why I told them to come. I know my people was gonna do.
Did anybody see Buck dance? Like, if you're gonna criticize somebody who's dancing.
That's the thing. Nobody saw him.
I mean, I think he just kind of moved.
He probably got more
like,
of a one-arm
kept
thing.
his
Yeah, he got more
shoulder.
like
Yeah,
a kangaroo-like
like this.
style. Like a little, little T-Rex
Like
style
keep it in
thing.
tight?
Yeah, probably so.
T-Rex.
Yeah, you could give him like a fork and a knife, and he could have just, like a
Yes.
little T-Rex. That's a little
say,
weird,
yeah.
like dance, yeah. Hey, ain't nobody studying Buck.
All right, Will Levis will be in studio for an hour. He is coming back from the Live Pro-Am. He played with Phil Mickelson today.
You talking about somebody on an adventure.
Right?
And we could just...
He's got an event after us, too.
No, but like the last 3 to 4 months, the stuff that we've seen
That
him
he's
doing.
done.
He's been everywhere.
Like,
Everywhere, dog.
He went and watched the Celtics win the NBA title.
Beat somebody in ping pong.
Trevor Lawrence, not just somebody. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
and he's also like volunteering and doing a bunch with Special Olympics on top of all of it.
Yep.
Like what?
Absolutely right. Absolutely
Football
right.
season's going to be like relaxing for him.
Yeah, it is. Like, ooh, I finally can get into a what is it? A regime. Nope.
Routine.
Routine,
Good
Babsy.
Lord, your brain
I'm
cells
gonna
are
tell y'all
gone
what, man.
today.
I probably had 15 hours of sleep over 6 days. I told Allison that. She said, "Ooh, you need some rest." I said, "We sure do."
But that's all right. You're back for QB1.
Yep.
That's all
What time
we
did you go to
needed.
sleep last night?
Oh, I went to sleep last night about 3,
Okay.
but I slept to 10,
Oh, okay.
so I'm cool. I'm ready to roll.
See, I always argue like you can get. I used to talk to football coaches about this at SEC Media Days. They are convinced, and I am too. The older I get, you can get enough sleep in 5 if you do it right.
Yeah, you
So
gotta
if you
do it
get
right.
7, doesn't it feel like a lot?
Oh, I feel like eternity.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I got to get up. What am I doing?
Speaking of the Live Golf Tournament, it is this weekend out at the Grove. Bryson DeChambeau in town, walking around downtown Nashville with the trophy. Just like by himself, just walking around, taking pictures with people.
Best way to be. Let everybody join in the celebration.
Tennessee takes out Florida State 7-2 yesterday to enter the World Series Championship Series.
Vols. Woo!
Tennessee and Texas
Their
A&M.
business.
All SEC final.
It's going down again.
For real. Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. Tennessee will be the home team in Game 1. They will be the road team in Game 2. Sunday, 1 o'clock, ABC, best 2 out of 3. Do you like that it's a 2 out of 3 deal, or should it be like a one shot?
No. Give me 2 out of 3.
I do
one,
too. I like
one
2 out of
game,
3.
anybody can win that. The best team does not win in a one game situation.
I'd actually rather have more than a best of 3 personally, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's too long.
It's be
Spend
done.
that thing 7 games.
So Tennessee won 12-11 over Florida State in their first game, 6-1 over North Carolina in Game 2, and 7-2 over Florida State yesterday. Texas A&M won 3-2 in their first game against Florida, 5-1 against Kentucky, 6-0 against Florida. So Texas A&M's gone through the whole World Series and played SEC teams.
See.
That's it.
Hey, man, put us on the bracket. Put them on the bracket. Let's see who's going to win. I do think these ended up being 2 of the best teams. Don't you think late in the season is finally meeting to this one?
Yes.
It went back and forth in the rankings. Playoffs, one was number 1. Overall rankings, one was number 1. So, yeah, this is what's supposed to happen.
We were told that Will Levis is 2 minutes away. So quick update there.
QB1.
Vols have scored 25 runs in the College World Series. Texas A&M has given up 3.
Whoa.
Something's got to give. Reed, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take the first break. You good? And then when we come back, QB1 has entered the studio. Will Levis next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Let's talk a little bit about Xfinity 10G network, introducing the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity. Get your new home's connection future ready with the next generation Xfinity 10G network, fastest internet, ultra low lag. Yes, that is Xfinity, the 10G network. Future starts now at home or on the go. You'll get the fastest internet to all of your devices so you can seamlessly stream live TV, sports, your favorite movies with crystal clear quality. Get the fastest mobile service with 5G too, and millions of Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots. Future ready network for stronger connections with more power, less interruption. How important is that? You want to get started? Call 1-800-XFINITY. Visit Xfinity.com, or pretty simple, just drop into an Xfinity store today for more details. QB1 is in the building. Stick around for that.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay is back.
I am back
From his week of wedding bliss.
Hey, man, I had a great time, man.
I'm just glad he survived.
I know.
I was worried.
I was worried about dehydration, seriously.
This could be a clone that you guys
Drank
are
the
talking
hotel added tequila.
Yeah.
For the record. Well, we helped with that,
Yeah,
but
I was
yes.
going to say, it just wasn't me.
We
I
offered-
was sitting at the bar.
We did 13 shots. Well, there were 13 people.
No, that was prior to the wedding.
Yeah. Will Levis in studio, Tennessee Titans quarterback. What's up, Will? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
You look like you're dressed for golf, man.
I just came from golf. Yeah, that'll be correct.
So the Pro-Am at Liv?
Yeah, we were out there at the Grove. I was able to play in the Pro-Am out in Vegas, Super Bowl week. It was a great time. They invited me to come out here to do it again out here on my home turf. So I was out there with Andy Ogletree and Brendan Steele.
Awesome.
And some other guys playing. So
Yeah.
had a great time.
So how did you do?
Pretty well. I think when we left, we were tied for fifth. I think we were 13 under. So, yeah.
Wow.
Par is the worst you could do in a hole. So we were shambling, taking best tee shot, and everyone playing their balls from there. I contributed for sure. I mean,
How long have you played golf? Like, has this been like a lifelong thing for you?
No, this is like my fourth summer. Yeah. So kind of like
That's it?
COVID, like that's when I started picking
Okay.
it up.
Here's my irritation with you. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say, you seem to be the kind of guy that's good at everything. That's not true. I mean, you beat Trevor Lawrence in ping pong. You're playing golf and all this stuff. What are you not good at?
Golf, and that's why I'm attracted to it. Like I feel like with a lot of different sports growing up, I was able to just kind of pick it up and be decent. But golf is something I've really just had to grind to get half decent at.
So it's the competitive nature in you,
For sure,
wanting
yeah.
to be good at something.
Yeah.
So who got
That's
you
awesome.
into it?
Just some teammates. I think when I was at Penn State, it was just like, what can we do?
Yeah.
In this off season time and
Stay out of
picked it
trouble,
up.
spend 4 or 5 hours out there.
Exactly. It started as just an opportunity to go out and have some fun and get away from everything, and got to a point where I was good enough to where I can get mad at myself in the course now, which is cool.
Yeah. So I know from your Kentucky days, NIL, you had like an awesome NIL deal where you could bring your teammates out to golf with you, right?
Yeah, we played out at a course, and every Thursday or Wednesday, I think it was, after we had like a cookout and every summer, every Wednesday in the summers, and afterwards we'd play 9 holes, and we'd mix up the teams and scramble and have leaderboards, and it was a great time.
Love it.
So you see some of these NIL deals going. I mean, you caught a part of that, but then you see like Jackson Dart gets a private jet. I mean, it's crazy how that world has changed, and you saw it change.
Yeah, no, I think that it's awesome. I think that it's something that's going to be ever changing, and with the new laws, I don't follow it all too closely, obviously, because I'm removed from it, and I don't want to get too butthurt about the money I missed out on.
Imagine us. Imagine the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Dude,
no
this
doubt.
guy would have killed
No
it.
doubt.
Yeah.
But I mean, these kids deserve it, and as crazy and wild as some of these deals might seem, someone is offering to pay that much, why would you say no to it? So, it's cool, and it's definitely different, and just a matter of these kids being able to get this money, but still having the right mindset to let them take it where they want to go.
Will Levis, Tennessee Titans quarterback, with us on 3HL in studio.
Finally in studio, live and direct, man. I would love to put you in the boom boom room early and start this thing out
Now?
the right way.
All
you want
right.
to go in early?
All right.
Or you want to get a little sweat? You know what I mean? As far as
I'm warm. I'm warm.
because you came out of the heat. All right, this is what we're gonna do.
Now,
Will
he's
Levis.
been in before. But it was like a short
Yeah, it
visit.
was like 2 or
yeah.
3 questions. You know what I mean?
We
Coming
were
off
at
the
Buffalo
Miami
Wild
game.
Wings. Like it was after the Miami game. That's
After
right.
the Miami game.
Yeah.
Short week, so we really couldn't hold them that long. This time, you're in here, and the door will be locked personally. So,
Time to lock them gates. Come on.
let's go, Zell.
Ah, yes. One man on his way in to the boom boom.
Lock them gates. Lock them gates. What's going on here, Slay Dog?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, man.
The Birch jersey is back.
Hey, man, listen.
Levis, I'm sorry that it smells. He hasn't washed it.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
On the front end, we got to explain this because we told Traylon the other day at practice, like maybe outside of his family, the biggest supporter of Traylon Burks is right here, Ron Slay.
Love it.
I love underdogs, man.
Hey, man, he deserves to have supporters.
No
and,
question. So this is my thing, Will. All right, we just going to jump straight into this thing. I got to let you know that coming into the boom boom room, it's just 2 of us. We just sitting here, got our feet up. The door's locked behind us. Only way you can get out, if you answer everything truthfully. Real simple to do. And I first got to say, because it's all transparent in the boom boom room. Now, when they first drafted you, I was a hater. You understand that? You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? No, I don't know if this is it, y'all. Coming from Kentucky at that time, I ain't really with that. But I said, you know what? I think I can put that to the side. I got to be a Titans fan and through and see exactly what they're going to do. Let me tell you when that moment was for me. We were sitting on Bab's back porch. The Miami game was beautiful. Let me throw that out first. We sitting on Bab's back porch watching the game. Y'all were in Pittsburgh. It was 1st and 23. You were in the end zone, and you did not blink an eye. Hit D-Hop for a completion. Then we jump off sides, 1st and 15. You hit Kyle Phillips with guys, Cam Hayward, I think, breathing now. Probably illegal hit to the head, but you still got it off, completed the first down, and we was rolling. Right then is when you won me over. And I said, oh, man, this dude here special. What was that moment for you when you said, yep, hey, this league, I can go get my work done in here?
I think it was that first game for me. I think just, I had a lot of nerves and a lot of anticipation leading up to that moment. And for it to go as well as it did, was able to, take a lot of that pressure off my shoulders. And then that second game, too, going into a hostile environment like that on a Thursday night off a short week, playing against a really tough Pittsburgh defense. Obviously, we didn't win, which matters most, but I felt like I was able to hold my own out there. And those couple plays like that where, we had the holding, we had the false start, we're on the minus whatever, and 1st and 23, and we got to get something to make it second and manageable, and we were able to pick up the first with a play like that. But a few plays throughout that game where I was just like, all right, these are the types of plays I need to make if I want to make it in this league, and I've shown that I can do it.
All right, so we just wrapping, and this is athlete to athlete. Now, it's always something that drives someone. For me, I was coming from single-parent household. You know what I mean? Oldest of 13 brothers and sisters. I didn't have to make it. I needed to make it. You know what I'm saying? So that was my drive day in and day out. And then kind of being counted out at different times, whether it be middle school, high school, going on to college and pros, whatever it may be. What was that drive for you? Now, last time you told me about your grandfather, how much he was an inspiration for you. But what was that drive day in and day out? That little thing that you could, you could hold on to get you over the hump.
Yeah, I think throughout my career, I've leaned on different things to kind of give me motivation or juice, and certainly like doubters and people that have, talked down on me at first. Like I was able to kind of internalize that and use it as motivation. But I feel like I've kind of more gravitated towards an internal source of motivation and really not, focusing on what other people have to say or think. It comes from my love for life, I think. I really just want, at the end of the day, when I'm on my deathbed, to look back and not have any regrets about how I handled my career and how I just went about my life. And I think about that every day, and I try to, live my life every single day to the fullest. And that means how I work, that means how I play, that means how I love, and everything.
Yeah, I love that, man. Best venue you played in outside of Lexington when you talk about college football?
Penn State. Beaver Stadium for sure. Yeah, that whiteout. I don't think there's a college environment that can stand up to it.
That's different, no question. All right, real quick hitters right here. East Coast compared to the South, biggest difference. Growing up there in the Connecticut, growing up there in the Massachusetts, born up there, stayed up at Penn for a little while.
Up
now
there.
You've been down there, up there. That's way up there.
Up there.
And not Thee. Up there, way up there. So, what's your biggest difference between the East Coast and the South, and what makes you love the South? If you love the South.
No, the people. I think that kind of my competitiveness and, how cutthroat I can be and my ability to kind of clear my own path comes from kind of that Northeast kind of culture and whether just the hustle and bustle of New York or, the massholes up there in Massachusetts. There's a little bit of grit and grind and you kind of have to be able to kind of get through that and work through that. But down here, people are just much more, I'd just say, open and available and loving. Yeah. And I've been able to just meet people right off the bat and connect with them so easily ever since I've been down here. And I feel like that's what I appreciate about this area.
Fast food or home cooked?
Home cooked for sure. Yeah. I would say my mom's chicken dinner. We do like bi-weekly. It's like a Thanksgiving dinner, like roast chicken, mashed potatoes. So we'd have Thanksgiving dinner 10 times a year, and it was awesome.
Yeah, well, I just want you to know we like to eat in the boom boom room too. So if you ever
what you got?
No, I'm just saying. I was like, I'm hungry. We had some Biscoff cookies, but I guess somebody robbed us of those.
Yeah, those disappeared last week.
We got Caramellos.
Yeah, we got all kind of little snacks. But if you're walking by and you just happen to, sit a little dish on the porch, I'll come out and get it, and I'm cool.
Do you
with
cook?
That.
Not too much, no. Been working with the chef to do like meal prep for the meals that I need and I can't get outside the facility. I just moved and have a nice kitchen set up, so I am looking forward to kind of throwing it down a little bit in the kitchen.
Can I just...
Who's jumping in the boom boom room?
No,
Babs,
I'm just...
what are you doing? What are you doing, Babsy?
Go ahead.
Hurry up and ask your question.
Well,
Babs.
I was going to say, not where specifically did you move, but is it like house, apartment? Like, what do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I came here not knowing the area, obviously, and just wanted something easy and kind of close to the facility and also kind of close to downtown. So I was renting a tiny 1-bedroom apartment for the past year, and I just bought a house and just slept in it for the first time last night. So
Wow.
Congrats.
Congrats,
that
yeah.
was, pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's
You in
go.
the burbs? You going to be a burb guy?
I'm not too far away. I'm still within 15 downtown, 15 of the facility, and that's how I wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
So you're close, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
sorry. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. We have
I'm
Will
out.
Levis in the boom boom room. The doors are locked. I mean, you can't get in, and Will can't get out. So, all right, now your pregame song you have to hear if you had one, whether it be country, whatever, R&B, whatever.
I love Kanye. I think he's got a few tunes that I used to listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like front to back. Like that was like my pregame in my first few years of college. But I was talking earlier, like I'm not like too particular about my music. I'm very easy, and I think a lot of the music that I've adapted to and learned and loved throughout the years has come from just whoever's been playing whatever in the locker room. And I'm able to kind of get along, and as long as I can just bop my head to it, I don't really care kind of about the lyrics, especially before a game. You're not thinking about that stuff. I'm just trying to, get in a rhythm.
Yeah, all right. 2 more, man. Ritual on game day that you have to have done, whether it be cup of coffee, you need your egg scrambled cheese, you got to put your left foot on. I mean, not your foot, but your left shoe on before your right shoe. What is it that you do?
I'd say one of them is how I get taped. I get taped a little differently, how I do my spat. And my buddy Mike, our trainer, is I don't let anyone else touch my cleats.
Yeah.
So every practice, every game, he gets me right, does it the same way every time. We got a whole routine. He's doing my ankles while I'm doing my wrists.
Yeah.
And that's just something I feel like is part of my routine that I always think of as a constant.
That's dope. Last one for me, man. If you weren't playing QB, what position would you play if you were still
Shortstop in the MLB.
Just gonna skip up. Athlete, man. Athlete, dog.
Football, tight end for sure. I got the best hands on the team. So
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Best hands on the team.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Y'all did a pass to D-Hop against Miami,
yeah.
and it was behind the line of scrimmage, and he ended up running. You went and threw
I had to go a high screen on.
Were you supposed to go out for a route on that, or was that?
No,
that was somebody else?
he was supposed to, or I forget who he was going to throw it to, but he ended up just completely changing field, and I had to go high screen a D lineman. I got a nice good job from the ref, not trying to take his head off, but no shot. I was trying to take that guy head on, but
all right, okay. We can look forward to that then. Split out. Tajay made.
Who knows?
Hey, well, you did a great job in the Boom Boom Room. We do have a gift for you, man. We'll present to you a little later. A Boom Boom Room shirt.
A parting gift?
Yeah,
wow.
Parting gift. When you
That's
come in
never
studio,
happened. That's never happened.
When you come live, dog, it's a little different. So, Zelf, you may let this young man out of the Boom Boom Room.
Well.
Access.
Looks like you did good in the Boom Boom Room. Hoo-wah.
Was that better than the last one?
I thought that was great. Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
good questions, and
Thank you, Will.
Oh, good questions. Look at that.
Thank you, brother.
Congrats.
We just out here bonding, man.
Sports as a kid. What sports did you play growing up?
anything I get my hands on.
Anything.
I'd say the main ones were baseball, basketball, football. I was playing lacrosse and baseball for about 4 years up until high school. So my dad driving me from baseball practice to the lacrosse game, and and my parents were all about it, and all my younger sisters all played sports. So just so much thanks to them for putting up with all of that. But they never pushed me into any sport. They didn't say like, hey, we want you to be a football player. They let me try everything. And that included, the arts and everything with school and sports. But
yeah, we know.
But other than that, I'd say I ran a little track in high school. A little pond hockey on the side. Didn't actually play hockey, but that was always fun. Oh yeah.
What's that?
You might have to explain that to
when
Slade.
it gets cold up in the Northeast, we got some ponds, and if it's smooth enough, throw some nets out there and play a little hockey.
That sounds dangerous to me, man.
Like one little crack in the zone.
Oh yeah, especially if you weigh a certain amount.
I would have cool at the goalie spot, but yeah.
Cool at the goalie spot.
I mean, you just stationary now. That's all right. Boy,
So,
hey, you different.
Did you always love football most?
I'd say baseball was my first love.
Okay.
And then football, when I got to high school, became my love. And when I really kind of came into myself as a quarterback and just developed in that way. Just became a lot more fun when you're good. So that's kind of what happened.
So what was it about football? Like, what changed it? Just that high school environment?
I didn't even play quarterback till 7th grade, so I had a couple of years of just kind of figuring it out in terms of even just how to throw a football. And then things kind of clicked. I grew a little bit. I grew like 3.5, 4 inches between my freshman and sophomore year, so really kind of started coming into form and was just able to start slinging around the yard like how I really wanted to. So it just feels good when you're able to play like how you want to or expect to play.
Will Levis with us, Titans quarterback. So was there a moment where you knew, like, okay, I really could do this. I really could go play major Division I football, play in the pros. Was there a moment where you kind of, like an aha thing?
I think when I got the job my sophomore year, I was competing, actually my buddy Luke, who is a tight end for the Cowboys, he got picked, I think, like 10 picks after me. We were competing for the starting quarterback job. I ended up beating him out. He transferred, becomes a tight end, goes to Michigan, and then we get drafted in the same round. Pretty crazy. But when I got the job there, I was like, dang, like I got an opportunity to, be a 3-year starter at a pretty premier program. And obviously, like in Connecticut, it's not the biggest ball, but if I can play well enough, like I got a shot here. So that was probably a moment.
Did you grow up a Penn State fan?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I didn't. I think.
What was it about them? James Franklin, we know him well, obviously.
Yeah, I was just looking for the best mix of football, academics, and social life, and the proximity to home too was also a big plus, being only just like a 5-hour drive. But my recruiting process was very unique in terms of the timeline and when I actually got the looks that I did. And quarterbacks commit as early, as your freshman year in high school, sophomore year in high school. So I didn't have many offers until the summer going into my senior year.
Really?
Yeah, and Justin Fields was committed to Penn State at the time, so then he ended up decommitting, so there was an open spot, and they're like, come out and camp, and that's how I had to earn most of my offers, just camping and showing them what I could do. But I knew that if they offered me, I was going to commit on the spot based on all the things I told you, and that's what happened.
Will Levis with us on 3HL. So what was it in terms of like portal and transferring? Like, what was it about Kentucky? What was that process like for you?
I think that it was just a football decision. Like I mentioned, academic, social life. Like I didn't think anything about that. I really knew I needed to, get what I wanted to get done on the field in order to get to the next level. And the coaches, I'd say first and foremost, their communication with me and their belief in me as a player was really, really important. And then also just the ability to play in the SEC against competition to where I knew if I could succeed on that stage, then that'd put me in the best position to show that I could see at the next level. And then, no, I just think that I didn't have many other options too. Like no one else wanted me. So
I was going to say, because you only threw like 100 balls at Penn State, so there wasn't a ton of game film on you at all. So what was
That's a great point.
What was it that Stoops kind of said to you? Because remind me, I think I worked that first spring game of y'all's, but remind me, Liam he wasn't hired yet when you transferred, right?
I believe he was. Yeah, no, he was there.
So he was. Yeah. So did he talk to you, or what did Stoops say to you?
Yeah, so it was Liam speaking to me, and we had a connection actually from when I was in high school. Right?
Liam Cohen, offensive coordinator.
Correct. Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
He was at Maine, and I was at one point, like that's kind of the schools that I was looking at getting recruited by, like the CAC or CAC, whatever that is, in the Ivy League schools. So he remembered me from then. But I remember he just like saw something in me and just saw potential. And even though I didn't have the film that, necessarily that a lot of people were looking for a transfer quarterback, he just believed in what he saw from how I was throwing the ball and just how I handled myself. So I'm just very thankful for all of them to take that shot on me.
So I remember like the first off season there at Kentucky, it's like you have to come in, you learn a completely different offense, right? I mean, than what you had already done at Penn State. You had to like get to know all of your teammates and do all that. I mean, it had to be a stressful offseason, kind of like winning the job and doing all that. But then I think about this year where you are QB1 and this is your offseason and you're doing to a lesser level kind of the same thing. Are there similarities at all, or do you pull anything from what worked there at Kentucky to this offseason where you're the dude?
Yeah, I think even though it's difficult, changing offenses, changing coaching staffs from season to season, it's definitely helped me a lot in just how to learn a playbook and
it's at least 5 in a row, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 5 different offenses in 5.
Yeah. And I just think throughout the years I've been able to pick up different ways on and how to best digest the information and let it, show on the field. And it's weird enough that you mentioned the last offense that I played in that was most similar to the one that we have now was actually that year.
Liam,
with the verbiage, or as most similar verbiage wise, and what we're trying to get done. So I mean, I'm excited for hopefully have some productivity similar to what I had there either.
Before we get to the Titan stuff, to piggyback off a Boom Boom Room question, what was the best road environment in college?
Best road environment in college?
Like maybe intense, maybe, fun.
I mean, I'm a, give them credit while it's due, but I will say Tennessee. I think that game that we played my senior year there, I think it was their first kind of night showing off that new like light system they had. Like that was so cool. Like the big T on the field. I saw the videos afterwards. And they beat the brakes off us. So I mean, that was not fun for us, but I definitely appreciated and respected the environment that they were able to bring.
Will Levis with us on 3HL.
I got to know, man. As you grow, from your college days to now pro, who is the weirdest person that we would not know as far as when you take something from their game? So for me, for instance, being a power forward, like I used to watch Ray Allen and his footwork, so I can learn how to shoot the trailer three better. You know what I'm saying? So is it anybody outside of being a quarterback that you may like, you know what? Linebacker, you watch his mentality, or corner, you watch his hand placement on receive. Is it anything that you've been able to take? Been like you're still new in it though, so maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet. But is it anyone that you take from?
I can't think of a different position off the top of my head. I mean, I could think about like a dude like Fred Warner, like just a heady linebacker that's just able to just run the show and really just be a game manager out there on defense.
Everywhere.
And there's just been such a great, just solid defense for a long time, and watching how he's able to kind of command the troops out there is really impressive. But I just love, watching dynamic football players, regardless if it's something I can attribute my game to or not. Like, obviously, I'm not nearly as fast or shifty as a dude like Tyreek Hill, but, I love watching that dude play and just what he's able to do when he's got the ball in his hands. So, just being a fan of the game and respecting, game when you see it.
Titans quarterback Will Levis in studio. We'll talk about the Brian Callahan offense and the wide receiver room this year with Will next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
I want to tell you about Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. We, you guys all know, did a huge backyard project, and then we couldn't enjoy it at night because it was too dark. So called Bob Lyons at his company, Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville, and they are the best. They've been around for over 38 years, family business, and they are Nashville's oldest landscape lighting company. The absolute best. I loved it so much. I knew it'd make a difference. I didn't realize what a difference it would make. And I loved it so much that they're coming back out tomorrow to light the rest of my house. If you are in need of landscape lighting, maybe you just bought a house like Will Levis did, you need to call Bob and the team over at Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Easiest way to get a hold of them is online, outdoorlights.com/Nashville. They do festival lights, path lights, wall washing, tree lighting, area lighting. They'll even do maintenance on lighting systems they did not install. Let Bob and his team take care of you. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville.
On a night and dreams become when the next
Look at him. He can do anything. What year was this?
This would have been 2014. 2014.
What grade were you
8th
in?
grade.
Oh, my gosh. Listen, did you know that
Dude, you're
Oates
good.
lives right around here?
No.
He does. What? Everybody lives in Nashville, man. I'm telling you, the most
I was
random
gonna say
people.
he
gotta get in the
listens to
studio.
show,
Yeah, he
too.
listens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd have called in numerous times.
I hope he heard that. I mean, you were killing it.
I thought I did pretty good.
So you go on karaoke around Broadway? You do that?
I've done karaoke twice. One time with like some teammates when we played here in the bowl game, and then Ryan Stonehouse made me and 4 other rookies go up and do it at a bar last off season.
What did y'all sing?
Stonehouse?
I did Rockstar by Nickelback. It was awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Will Levis
how
with
is
us on
Ryan
3HL.
Stonehouse the guy that's making rookies do anything?
I don't know. It was him and Morgan. They were just out there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Now we get it. All right. Brian Callahan offense. Talk to us about that process, meeting him, like kind of diving into what he did on tape and then trying to get everything acclimated.
Yeah, meeting him right from the jump, him showing his trust in me, and knowing that when I have the keys to this thing, that I'm gonna be able to get it done. So right off the bat, like going through his philosophy and how he sees a game and how he calls it, and just kind of running through a game and just feeling the flow of the game and the play calls and what we're looking for in terms of against what. And it just makes sense. And a lot of plays and a lot of concepts where it seems like it shouldn't be as easy as it is in terms of this is the guy that we were thinking about throwing to. You're thinking about it all the time, and most of the time it's just there. So the game's become comfortable for me, and I feel like I've done a good job of being able to compartmentalize the offense and figure out what we're trying to get done with it. We
mentioned 5 years in a row you've had a different offense. I told Slay, I know it's 5, maybe it's more. I don't know, but does that make it easier to kind of get your feet into it?
Yeah, no, I think just because I've done it before. I think I've refined my process throughout the years on how I want to learn things, but feel comfortable learning new things and taking coaching and going out on the field with it.
How different is it? I mean, you've got 2 running backs now that had more than 50 targets apiece last year. I mean, just looking at how things were done in Cincinnati with this offense, it looks dramatically different from our perspective, but how different is it?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's too different. I'm not going to say like we're going to be throwing the ball around the yard, every single play, but it does seem like it'll be a little bit more, pass heavy, which is fun for me. Mm-hmm. Throwing the ball on first down and just keeping the defense a little more on their toes, and especially when we have running backs, like you said, that can catch the ball and
they can run route
be so
trees.
dynamic out of the backfield.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna have to figure out as the camp goes on and throughout preseason who our guys are, who's best at what, and we won't really know exactly what the offense is gonna mold into until we start seeing who shows up.
I know you mentioned kind of when we were talking about Liam Cohen and your junior year at Kentucky and how kind of the principles of that offense, some of them are similar to what you're doing now. How well does that fit you as a quarterback and mentally what you like to do?
Yes, I think that it fits me very, very well in terms of the types of concepts off of the play action stuff, especially, and my ability to kind of come off of that fake and have a nice protection, hopefully, and being able to read everything top down or whatever it is and just have a nice clear vision. So it's a lot of concepts, a lot of actions, a lot of protections that I've already ran and that I'm familiar with. I'd say that in my last few years of playing, that was probably my best year, and it'll be fun to see if I can top that.
Isn't it crazy how you look back at like your journey and your decision to go to Kentucky and you end up with that offense, your, first year there, all of that, and how it pays off now, right? Like, It's just, I don't know.
I was spoiled
like
for sure.
Things are meant to be, right?
Yeah, like there are guys that come from college that have been, had all their plays signaled to them their entire careers.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to actually run a huddle like an NFL huddle is ran, minus the earpiece part, but the play calls and the pace of play and just the intricacies of what we're looking for. It set me up well to be able to come in and do my job last year.
How banged up were you that last year in Kentucky? Because what I'd heard was that you had been told to shut it down. You're like, no.
I had a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to play if I can, and I'm listening to the people that make those decisions and know a whole lot more than I do. But I had a turf toe injury, which if anyone's had that, they know it's
Eddie
crazy
George
that
told
is.
us that's the most painful thing ever.
It's tough. It was really, really tough. And then I had the grade 3 AC separation, my little buddy sticking out right there. And
Still
little
sticking
buddy.
out?
yeah.
You can sit
Oh,
down.
Lord have mercy.
Look at that.
So not fun. Just like shoot it up pregame, halftime, and hope for the best. So those are just two little things I deal with. And no one's ever 100% healthy in football, but when you got things like that, it's definitely not fun.
What's your level of trash talk from 1 to 10? Where do you rate yourself?
I'd say 5. I'm like right there in the middle. I think it depends on the state of the game, the flow of the game. Sometimes like emotion just come over me, and so I might just say something. But I'm not afraid to say anything back. I'm not going to initiate things most of the time, but I'm not afraid to say anything back.
So when you go ahead.
I was going to say, what's your level of competitiveness?
10, 100%. Yeah.
Because I watched you play ping pong with Trevor Lawrence or against Trevor Lawrence, and I was like, which quarterback do you want on your team watching ping pong? Because I'll tell you who I want on my team.
I mean, you play to win, right? If you're going to play
100%,
something, you play to win.
This is what I want to know. The when you threw the interception against Miami, and the lineman was in or whatever, and you went on and I'm gonna lay a little head on him. But that right there, did that lead to you lowering the shoulder against Jalen Ramsey? Is what I want to ask. So
No, I mean,
you gave him a boom on that one.
I think it was that play against the D lineman. Just like anytime you're quarterback or anyone who makes a bad play, you try to make up for it with effort and throughout the rest of the play. And then like some weird part of me was like, oh, he's on like the 5. Maybe if I get like a helmet on the ball, I could squeeze it out. He doesn't know how to hold the ball. Like, maybe I get lucky. And then I think I just bounced off of him.
Pretty good right there.
But
then you got some get back.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that play was really important for that game, and people might not remember kind of what happened. But Chubb came off the outside, and like I was able to kind of just bend down and get out of it. And I knew we were kind of like fringe field goal range. Like I wasn't going to get the first down, but especially after like making that dude miss, and I felt like just kind of in the zone. Like it just kind of took over me, lower the shoulder. And then Chubb got the personal foul for throwing his helmet on the ground.
For being been ejected, not just a personal foul.
I forget about that part of it.
Yeah. So then we get the first down, and then we end up scoring on that drive. We won't win that game until or we probably don't win that game if that doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
So pretty crazy.
So is that one of those plays where the coaches are like, "Hey man, great job, don't do that again."
For sure, no doubt. Yeah. No, I was like, yeah, it's kind of sore. And Braves like, yeah, maybe don't do that.
Especially with your right shoulder.
Yeah.
Will Levis with us on 3HL. All right, let's talk about the wide receiver room. How excited are you about this group, man?
I'm pumped. It's a lot of competition. I've just been so impressed with how they've all been able to handle it, knowing how competitive and how obviously not everyone can make the team. And there's just so much talent and so much just like productivity that each of these guys can give us. But they've all just been handling every single day throughout OTAs and this preseason process of as best as possible. And the new additions, of Calvin, Tyler, like they're special players, and I've been able to learn how to get to know how to throw to them and understand what the best types of routes and concepts and balls that they can get to go and do special things. But even just in this short time I've been able to work with them the past 10 weeks or so for a couple of them, like I feel really good with them.
We'll talk more about the receivers and your plans for the rest of the offseason. Training camp starts 5 weeks from 2 days ago. So I know you know that, and you got things to do. One more segment. You good?
Yeah, of course.
All right, there he is. He's Will Levis, QB1, Tennessee Titans quarterback, next on 3HL. want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Everybody needs a jeweler in their life because you have gifting responsibilities throughout the course of the year. When you get to know the Imamali family, they'll be able to help you out in any of those situations. And Brentwood Jewelry here to help you pop the question. Let them help you take stress out of selecting that perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Slay Dog did that from our friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings, or talk with their custom design specialist to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. Anything you need gifting-wise, Brentwood Jewelry able to get that done for you. Maybe you have a family heirloom that's precious to you. Maybe it's not a style or a piece that you would wear today. It's hard to let someone take that priceless heirloom and transform it into something you can wear every day, but Brentwood Jewelry is known for creating customized pieces. They can transform and create a personalized piece that is as unique as the person to whom you have that keepsake. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Local company. Visit them online, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk with all the great news when it comes to Tennessee baseball. Tennessee football just picked up some good news as offensive lineman Nick Moore has decided to become a Tennessee Vol as he committed to the team earlier today. The 4-star is the number 10 overall player in the state. You also have the NCAA saying that they have presented Division I commissioners with an expansion of the men's and women's basketball tournament, at least a proposal, because they are thinking about potentially adding 4 teams, 8 teams, or they want to see if the NCAA's commissioners are happy with it staying at 68. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Will Levis, Tennessee Titans quarterback, in studio for one more segment. What are you going to do the rest of your summer? Like, do you have anything that you want to get done, travel, whatever?
Yeah, travel-wise, my family and I mean, like I said, my sisters have been active throughout the summers, and it's been really hard for us to like find a trip to do and stuff. So for the first time, we're all going to be able to get out to Italy for a week. So that'll be sweet. First or July 2nd through 10th, and then coming back here right after that for a couple weeks before training camp to kind of get acclimated. But before then, this weekend or Monday morning, actually, I'm getting out to Cabo with 5 of my teammates. So it's me and some guys going out to do a little retreat. So we'll work out in the mornings and chill in the afternoons.
Did you organize that?
Yeah. So I was looking forward to. I've seen guys in the league do things with the skill dudes in this time, and obviously last year wasn't in the position to do something like that. So I was really excited to do that this year, and we're pumped. It's gonna be a great time.
What was the reaction from your teammates when you said, "Hey, I'm thinking Cabo"?
They were like, "Yeah,
let's go."
But no, I mean, they got a great setup for us out there. They're gonna have a full field for us to be able to work on, and we got a golf course on property. We'll take a boat out one day, and I got some cool stuff planned.
That's awesome. That's gonna be fun.
So have you talked to other quarterbacks in the league about like what do you guys like? Where did you get that idea? You said other guys do that, but I'm just curious. Like, do you get advice from other quarterbacks? I
had advice from just a friend who knew of that property because I think like Patrick or Stafford or somebody like had their guys out there at one point.
I got you.
But no, I'd just seen it from afar, from a distance. Like I knew like Brady would take his guys out to that like Dude Ranch in Montana and do some stuff out there with them, a few off seasons. I mean, I don't know if it'll be like the same thing every year, like switch it up, but I think Cabo is as good a place as any. I've never been there, but I'm very excited.
How much further along are you, do you think? Like just in terms of comfort and self, like now as opposed to this time last year?
Yeah, I think I just have more confidence and I have more knowledge and awareness of my ability, whereas like last year at this time I had no idea if I was even able to, or I had no proof that I could go out and do it, but now I have evidence and film and play time that has given me the confidence to go out there and do my thing a little more easily.
Were things moving slow to you when you guys played Atlanta, when you went off?
I wouldn't say slow. I just think I was trying to play fast. Like I wanted to make sure that I wasn't, hanging on things too long, making decisions fast, like trusting my eyes, and playing within, the rhythm and timing of the offense, which I thought I did a good job of. And just luckily, a lot of the things that we had dialed up, worked. And I was able to make the throws that I needed to. So didn't necessarily feel slow, but felt like I just saw things well.
Gotcha.
Did the game slow down over the course of those 8-9 weeks?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I think it slows down because of like your mental, not necessarily like it actually does. Like you're able to physically feel like it's happening slower or whatever. But I think just like I was able to put aside a lot of things that might have been bogging me down a little bit before then, knowing that I had the ability, based on what I've done previously, to go out and do my job.
So you won't say it, but I will. The changes on the offensive line should help to slow things down a little bit. Just curious what you think about Lloyd Cushenberry, the addition there, and what you have in front of you with, J.C. Latham, who is just a machine from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, Lloyd's a pro's pro. He's, since day one, has taken, full control of that offensive line room and really knows the system as well as anybody, which is how we needed to have in this offense. So working hand in hand with him, making sure that we're seeing things the right way and making the right calls. It's tough to tell when there's no pads on. We don't have pads on, so it's like hard to really say like this guy's like going to be a bruiser or whatever. But based on just how he's been able to play up to this point in his career, like I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be solid up there for us in the middle. And then JC's been great. He's just had great energy, great work ethic. He's handled himself very professionally, and I give him props for stepping in that really tough position with a lot of expectations on him. And I know he's excited to strap the pads on and show people what he's about come training camp.
Will Levis with us on 3HL. Yeah, Lloyd Cushenberry. We just saw this the other day. 605 snaps last year, 1 quarterback sack. A lot.
Oh, well,
so,
yeah. I'll take that.
On that. Yeah.
That's welcomed.
So we talked, we obviously on this show, we talk about what national guy says or doesn't say about the Titans. I know just from your personality, I know you kind of push that out. You don't listen to any of it. But what do you think is kind of the disrespect towards you, the Titans, nationally? Why?
I don't know. They're not in the building with us every day. They don't see the work that we're putting in. They don't see, the locker room culture that we're trying to build right now. And no one does unless you're there. So that's why no one else's opinion really matters unless you're, in the thick of things with us. I don't think anyone pays any mind to that, but they could think what they think, and we're going to go and do our best and prepare regardless of that.
Has Tyler Boyd helped in terms of the installation of that offense?
Mm-hmm. No, he even with like certain checks and stuff we have like built in, he might not even like have a check for a play, but he'll signal like whatever signal they had because he knows that it's a better concept versus whatever defense is.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's been cool to learn from him and kind of see how he sees things within the offense. And he's got a great feel for space, and his ability to catch and run and transition is impressive. And he's a great teammate and great dude.
Calvin Ridley and D-Hop. It's amazing, like just for us to go out there and watch, and we've covered this team every year since they've been here. But in terms of like Calvin Ridley's feet, I mean, ridiculous. And D-Hop's a Hall of Famer, we know that. How great is that as a quarterback to have those two guys?
It's great. No, it keeps the defense on their toes. They don't know, who you're going to be targeting. Obviously, all of them have very different skill sets, and we're going to find out as training camp goes on exactly how we want to be using each of them. And just kind of moving those chess pieces around to our advantage. But Calvin's really one of those dudes in my career where I've had to consciously be like, all right, this ball needs a little more on it. Like he's that fast. Like he gets in and out of those breaks differently than other dudes. And you'll see the receivers on our team like and on like behind like as he's running his routes because of just how crispy they are. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So being able to get work with him has been big, and looking forward to seeing what we can do.
How's this QB room when you guys are, sitting in the room with no windows and
our QB room right now?
Yeah.
It's great. I feel like I've had the pleasure of being in some really good quarterback rooms throughout my career, and just how we've been able to handle our jobs and not have too much of like button heads while helping each other. So, Mason and Malik have been awesome for all of us throughout, this off-season program. And, we have three coaches. We have 1-to-1 coach to player ratio there in the quarterback room with BC, Bo, and Nick all in there.
That's awesome.
We have a great room. Everyone's got a great sense of humor, which is also very, very important as the long days go by. And we got a lot of great football minds, able to just bounce some great things off each other, and dudes that have played a lot of ball, coached a lot of ball, seen a lot of ball. So it's been a whole lot of fun.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Was there a challenging aspect to that transition last year from Tannehill to you?
It's uncomfortable. It always is. Like when a change is made like that.
Just as a person, right?
Exactly, because I have so much respect for Ryan, and I have so much to thank him for my development as a player and how to teach me how to be a professional. He's a great player, and I know that he still has the opportunity to do great, or has the ability to do great things in this league. But you can't feel bad. You have to just kind of take the opportunity as it is and make the most of it yourself. But he handled it as professionally as he possibly could, and I give him props for that.
Were you surprised by your performance in that first game? I'm interested in. You said you were nervous. Like, how do you battle through being nervous about, hey, I'm about to start my first NFL game, and then to play like you did?
I think that I was just surprised in terms of like, you really don't like if you have a few, handful of shots dialed up for a game, if you're able to connect on a couple of them, like that's great. But all the shots that we had dialed up for the most part, like they hit for us. So it's just kind of surprising for anybody on the offense to see the productivity like that.
How did you fight through the nerves?
I think it was just once I got hit, or just once you started playing, like you kind of forget about it. But I think I caught myself like in the third quarter or something. I was like, that just happened. Like, we're in the third quarter right now. This is real. Like, this is like real life.
This is really going on right now.
So that was weird. But then that let me know at least that I was in the right mindset to really not let anything else kind of creep into my mind throughout that first half. But I don't really know what it was, but I just know I was able to get the job done.
How many messages did you have on your phone when you got in the locker room?
A lot. Yeah, no. I'm still so bad with responding to people. I'm something I want to get better at. Seriously, like people but
you're a little busy.
Yeah, no.
It feels like you've just given thought to this.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could do better at this.
No, I can, but it's tough after those games. And I remember Coach Vrabel, one of the most, my favorite things he ever said was, don't pay attention to the people who text you after wins. Pay attention to the people that text you after losses. And know who your real people are and who's sticking for you throughout the good and the bad times. And obviously take it with a grain of salt, but I always look forward to seeing who's going to be in my messages after a bad game opposed to a good game.
God, that's funny that you bring that up, because there were people like that would call in our show and be like, well, Rabes isn't praising him, after that great game, like publicly over and over or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and so the fact that he told you that kind of makes it all make sense. If that.
Yeah, no, I think it's just him being, a coach and not wanting to blow smoke at my ass, and I completely get that.
Keep it real, right?
Yeah, and I don't want coach telling me all the things that I want to hear. I want someone to be there to push me and to make sure that I'm working to get to the level where I know I can get to. So I didn't play a single game that I think Vrabel would have been justified in saying I did have a great game, whatever. If anything, it may have been that first one, but that's just part of his coaching style, and I completely get it, and I never had a problem with it.
Yeah,
it's amazing to think about the AFC South now with with you, with Anthony Richardson, with Trevor, with CJ. That's a young quarterbacks league. It's going to be, just from our perspective, it's going to be fun to kind of watch you guys over the course of the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Battle with each other and compete.
Yeah, I saw something. I'm the oldest of the four of us, which is crazy to think about.
Is that true?
I did turn 25 in a week. And but it's just really talented teams across the board. It's funny how, our division was considered to be not so competitive, and now these last couple of years we've shown that we have playoff contenders across the board. So, opportunity to go out there and show how I fall in those rankings, and hopefully get the best of those teams when we play them.
Somebody in the chat said Will has great hair. What kind of shampoo does he use?
I use.
I'm surprised I don't know.
I use Kiehl's shampoo and conditioner and body wash.
That's good stuff.
Oh, Kiehl's drugstore. Yeah.
It's KIE like HL.
HL.
Yeah. There you go, people.
No free promos.
I'm here for the. That's right.
All right, Taylor Lewan.
We're not in NIL season, though.
Win in Rome's asked favorite teammate of all time.
Favorite teammate of all time. I'm going to go just because I had him here this past weekend, but I had a great group of friends that I played with at Penn State. And my buddy Henry Fessler, who I lived with for 3 years, he was a walk-on wide receiver, never touched the field, but was just the ultimate locker room dude and was able to keep everyone in a good mood. And was just the most fun, just nice, just humble person to hang out with. So got to give it to my boy Hanky D's if he's listening.
Hanky D's.
What a great nickname.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
I got to ask you about the hometown kid here, man, Barry and Brown. How electric was he up at Wichita, Kentucky?
Unreal. I mean, when he and Dane walked in there and, like, I knew that I'd have to have 2 true freshman wide receivers out there on the outside for my senior year.
Yeah.
Like, I knew I had to take a lot of responsibility of just, like, bringing these guys along, but didn't have to do much. Like, they had the right mindset from day one and right away realized, kind of like with Calvin, just like how fast and dynamic Barrion was, and one of those people I really kind of had to flip that switch and treat a little differently when I'm throwing the ball. But that dude can fly. I mean, probably, I don't know. I'd like to see him and Calvin in a foot race, honestly. Like, that'd be very close.
Earl Cone.
That's a speed.
But yeah, just a great dude, and it's cool that he's from here. And I remember spending some time with him when we played in that bowl game here, and talking just about the area. And then all of a sudden I get drafted here, which is pretty cool.
Will Levis, 3HL. So have you gotten to know Nashville pretty good? Like, you got favorite places that you go, things that you do?
The things I do is go out to eat, like that's my socializing is finding the restaurants that I like here. There's a handful of spots.
So you know where Tyjae Spears likes to go?
Tyjae Spears?
He loves the 1230 Club, right? No. Eddie V's. Eddie V's.
He does love Eddie V's. Yeah, we went there last summer. I remember that was fun. No. I'll give a shout out to my boy John, but NoCo out in East Nashville. I just went there last night. That's one of my favorite spots right now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Cool.
Last question for you. Because we were talking in the break about your family and all that. 3 younger sisters.
Yes.
Like, you're the guy. I'm just curious how that shaped you as a person. Like, were you super protective brother? Are you still like, how are you as older brother?
I didn't have to be very protective, and that's just a testament to how good people my sisters are. And I never really had to step in and kind of, ruffle any feathers with any guys growing up, which was nice. But I always wanted a brother.
I don't think they messed with you.
I always wanted a brother. There's 7 years between my youngest and the second youngest, and I remember like crying when I found out that it was going to be another girl.
Yep.
And because I thought I was going to be like, it would make me soft. Like, I thought like having all girls, like I want a brother. Like, I need someone to be able to like rough
you up. Yeah.
I don't know. But it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. I think that it made me more loving. It made me more respectful towards women. It made me more understanding of, women, and but just great people, and I'm lucky that they handled themselves, and my parents, were able to bring them up the way they did, so that I didn't have to step in and be that evil older brother.
That's right.
There he is. He's Will Levis, going into year 2, Tennessee Titans quarterback. Thanks for coming in the studio, man. I know you've got so much going on. We really appreciate the time. I know Titans fans do too.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
And so everybody knows he got up at like butt crack of dawn, went and played a pro-am golf today, which is like 6 freaking hours, then came in and sat with us for over an hour and is now going back to the building to do stuff. So props to you, Will Levis. We appreciate you.
Unplug at some point.
How'd you become a Celtics fan, real quick?
I was born in Boston. My dad's from Boston, so I'm all Boston sports fan, yeah.
Okay. So what about baseball? Red Sox?
Oh, Red Sox. I was Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, Celtics growing up.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, hey,
a lot of championships. Fun childhood.
All right. So let's get one to the Titans.
Let's do it.
Take the trophy into Miss Amy at the facility.
It's the only one that matters.
That's right. All right. There he is, Will Levis. We'll be right back. 3HL. Greg Cosell next. We're going to analyze the NFC East. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slave. You missed our conversation with Tennessee Titans quarterback Will Levis. Hour-long in-studio conversation. You'll be able to get it on the socials at 3HL 104.5. Also, where you get your podcasts. And one place you can go is 1045thezone.com. You'll be able to hear all of that and see all of it in studio. How'd y'all think he did?
I think he did great. It was a lot to cover. What you think, Babs?
I think he did great.
Especially coming off 18 holes of golf.
I think he's exhausted.
Yeah. And you got to think.
I really do.
His 18 holes of golf are a little bit different than the ones we do.
That's what I was thinking.
Ours are more of a party.
Yeah.
Like, so he got to have focus, concentration. Because
he was trying to win.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're never trying to win anything.
Oh, I am.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I'm going to win every shot.
I'll tell you right now, that guy doesn't do anything without trying to win.
Nah, yeah, it's competitive. Everything.
Nothing.
Yeah, competitive everything.
All right.
So
you're trying to win. We literally finished in last place in the zone golf tournament last
I'm talking
week.
about shotgunning.
Oh.
That's what I went.
Well,
you're talking about the extracurricular.
You guys won the extracurriculars.
Yeah, I'm always. That's my goal going out there.
Never lose a party?
No.
Yeah, and Taylor said in the chat, it's so damn hot out too. And the Grove does not have shade.
No, it don't. That's what I just told him. Ain't no shade out there.
Dude, Cabo with his skill players.
That's gonna be dope.
How great is that? Yeah.
And they have a full field for them there.
Yeah. He had mentioned that they were going to go somewhere and do something like that, but I hadn't seen the details.
I didn't think it was Cabo.
I didn't see the details. So they're going to Cabo. They got a golf course on site. They got a place to throw. And they're going to hit a boat.
I know one thing. On the heels of that, for about a weekend or something, you got to get them big hogs up front somewhere too now.
Hey, I'll say this though, Levis, that was one of his big things with NIL his last year at Kentucky. He took his offensive line out to dinner every single Sunday. Every Sunday after the game, it was him and his entire offensive line, and that was one of his NIL deals. Like all of them, he made sure that it was all about his team.
I like that.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
F&M Bank Chaz Open Murphy on YouTube. Great interview with QB1. Thank you, Murph. All right, Greg Cosell joins us as he does every Thursday. Cosell, what's up? How are you?
So Levis put up with you guys for an hour?
In studio. How about that?
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, my God. He made it through, huh?
Yeah. You know what? I did think about you, Cosell, because he did talk about the similarities to that offense he ran at Kentucky his junior year with Liam Cohen as the OC.
Yep.
And this offense that they're doing now. He talked a little bit about that and the similarities and how it's really helped him. Do you kind of, I guess, see that with, not that you know what this Titans offense is going to be, but at least from what we saw from Cincinnati?
Well, don't forget, Zach Taylor, who's the head coach at Cincinnati, came from the Rams.
Yeah,
so
and that's where Liam was.
That's right.
I'm sure the methodology, the terminology is probably very similar. A lot of people don't realize that so much of it has to do with terminology. That's the starting point, because it's like if you have to learn a brand new offense, it's like learning a foreign language. And you have to learn that in a very short time. Not only learn it, but know what everything means. So that's a lot more difficult than some might think. And there's a lot of words in play calls. So and there's a lot of alerts, and you see kill, you see all that stuff. So there's a lot of things going on that have to be learned and become second nature. And if you've been studying French for 4 years and all of a sudden now they say, well, in 2 months you've got to be totally fluent in Spanish, it's that's not easy.
That's
Dude,
how
that's why I failed Spanish in college, because I did French my entire high school.
This is where I always
career.
draw from, because Cosell mentioned that foreign language thing, and football players will be like, it's no big deal. It's just like learning a foreign language. I'm like, I took 6 years of French. Je ne parle pas français.
Yeah, I mean, look, of course they're going to say that, but it's hard, and see, the thing is a lot of the same concepts are called different things.
Yeah.
So if you've called it one way for a number of years, and then all of a sudden it's called something else, even though it's the exact same concept, that can be confusing. Is not the right word, but you just have to get it, scorched into your brain that it's different.
I asked about Tyler Boyd knowing the offense and how much that helps, and he started laughing and said, "Yeah, Tyler will be out there, and he knows the offense so well. He'll do a check himself in practice, and be like, after the play, he'll be like, I knew that play would work better."
Yeah, and that's the other point. It's all the checks. First, as a quarterback, you've got to learn all the calls
Yeah.
and all the terminology, and then you get beyond that to all the checks, because a check is different from an audible.
We wrapped up our analysis, your analysis of the AFC, went through all of the divisions 1 week at a time. Now we go to the NFC. Let's start with the NFC East, and let's start with the Dallas Cowboys, because that's been a popular financial topic all offseason, which has nothing to do with X's and O's. But where are you on Dak Prescott and what the tape shows?
I think Dak Prescott has reached the point in his career where what he is, and he probably was a little more athletic and mobile a year ago, but for the most part at this point, Dak Prescott he's a ball distributor. He's an efficient executor. That's the kind of quarterback he is. He can make some plays outside of structure. As I said last year, he probably did that more so than in the previous 2 or 3 years. But he's really a quarterback that runs a system really efficiently, really effectively, and the system has to work. And we'll see. We'll see. They still have CeeDee Lamb, who's lines up both inside and outside, probably about an equal amount in terms of targets. They still have Brandon Cooks. They're looking for a third receiver right now. They hope it's Jalen Tolbert, who's going into his third year. The run game that's a big issue right now, a big issue. And if they do not have a meaningful run game, that eventually will hurt Prescott.
Absolutely. You go back and get a guy like Ezekiel Elliott, and I don't remember seeing anything from Zeke last year that made me.
No.
Yeah, but I do like Deuce Vaughn when healthy. And I guess,
love that kid.
He's a dog,
he's
man.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't, again, is he he the foundation of your run game?
No,
absolutely not. No. The
so
foundation
they don't
is with us now.
They don't have that back right now, because just based on the last 2 years of tape, and that's all I'm evaluating on, is Ezekiel Elliott is not that guy.
Right.
So they really do not have a feature back in a strict sense. Now, they'll make the argument that, hey, we'll have running back by committee, but they need a run game to be a factor, not just to be an ancillary piece of the offense. They need it to be a factor. The other factor for them is left tackle. They lost Tyron Smith. They want to keep Tyler Smith at left guard because he's become a very, very good left guard. So they drafted Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma in the first round. But Tyler Guyton, and he played right tackle at Oklahoma, but Tyler Guyton's only started, I think, 13 or 14 games in his college career at tackle and at right tackle. And while he has the physical traits to certainly play left tackle, that's a big adjustment.
Before we move on from the Cowboys, tell me about Micah Parsons' tape and how ridiculous that guy is.
I mean, I'm not adding anything to the discourse, Brent. I mean, the guy is freaky. Obviously they line him up as a pass rush end, but they move him around quite a bit. We'll see if that continues. Don't forget they have a new D coordinator now. It's Mike Zimmer. And Mike Zimmer has normally not moved around players in his past. Doesn't mean he won't do it now, but Mike Zimmer has not done that in his past the way that Dan Quinn had done it the last couple of years. But when you have someone like Micah Parsons, it does make good sense. So we don't know exactly what Zimmer will do. All we have is what he's done, but, he has a special player.
Let's go to the Eagles, and let's start at quarterback, Jalen Hurts. What did you see from him 2 years ago compared with last year? What were the differences?
Well, I think a lot of what Jalen Hurts did 2 years ago was he made a lot of throws outside the numbers vertically. He was phenomenal doing that 2 years ago. That's hard to do year in and year out. I can tell you for a fact that with Jalen Hurts, they've started to recognize what his strengths, but his limitations as well. And he's not someone who is really a full field reader of defense. He doesn't work the middle of the field particularly well, which has caused problems for Dallas Goedert, who, probably does not get the ball as much as his talent would indicate because he works the middle of the field, and that's not where Jalen Hurts is really comfortable throwing the ball. So the question with the new coordinator, and the Eagles right now are difficult on both sides of the ball to really get a handle on because they have two new coordinators. So, it'll be interesting to see what the Eagles offense looks like. They obviously signed Saquon Barkley, he'll be their true feature back. I'm sure they'll want to get him 20 to 25 touches a game. They obviously have two really good wide receivers in Brown and Devonta Smith. They did sign Paris Campbell, who has been hurt a ton in his career, but is actually really talented. So we'll see how that plays out. But, what the offense looks like, I think that remains to be seen.
And you mentioned defensively, what do you see from those guys? They love to draft Georgia players. I know that.
Yeah, well, Jordan Davis apparently has lost a lot of weight. They're counting on him when they drafted him. And even Howie Roseman said this publicly when they drafted him. He said that if he does not become a pass rusher, then it's not a great draft choice. This is the year that Jordan Davis needs to play meaningful snaps and become a pass rusher. That has not been the case his first 2 years in the league because Fletcher Cox retired. They drafted two corners with their first two picks. They get Isaiah Rodgers back. He missed all of last season, and he was a starter the year before for the Colts. He could end up being the corner opposite Slay to start the year, but their first-round pick, Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, they drafted him to be a starter at corner, and they drafted Cooper DeJean to be a starter at slot. So that's going to happen. It just is a matter of time because they were not very good in the secondary a year ago.
No, Slay was banged up quite a bit. Brought Kevin Byard in. His safety was banged up. They got to get a bounce-back year, but let's go to my guy.
Oh, here we go.
Your guy.
Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones up there in the New York Football Giants. Give me something good, Cosell. Don't hurt me on this.
He's in a battle for the job.
According to who?
According to everyone.
Again, you have no idea. That's what they say because they signed Drew Lock. Jones, unfortunately, got hurt and missed pretty much all of last season. I've always thought Daniel Jones could be a good player, not a star, but a good player. Obviously, they drafted Malik Neighbors number one. They felt they really needed to upgrade their receiving core. I think Neighbors will be a really good player pretty quickly. He's got the traits to be that guy. The issue for them is they've got a lot of questions besides that. Yeah. I don't know, they don't really have a tight end who's a big-time receiver because Darren Waller retired.
Right.
They did sign Devin Singletary from the Houston Texans as he's essentially their feature back. And he's a good player, but I don't know if he's someone you can truly count on as that guy. So they're still struggling a bit with their skill position players. And obviously their O-line, which was a huge problem a year ago. They tried to address it with some signings. They're hoping Evan Neal at right tackle can actually become a good player. He was hurt last year, so we don't know. He was a high first-round pick. So there's a lot of questions with the Giants' offense right now.
They give up more sacks than the Titans. Actually.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, and that was Slay's excuse for why Danny Dimes hasn't succeeded is because of that dismal offensive line.
Was not very good a year ago.
Yeah, but then on the other side,
they sucked, Cosell. I mean, they did.
They were bad. So defensively, though, up front, they're, pretty decent over there.
They're going to have a pretty good defense. Shane Bowen is, you guys know Shane Bowen. He's a pretty respected coordinator in the league. He does a lot of good things with pressure concepts. They've got really good players. They signed, I guess they traded or signed, I forget, Brian Burns, doesn't matter, he's there. He's a really good edge player. Dexter Lawrence, at his best, may be the best defensive tackle in the game. Bobby Okereke, really good linebacker. And actually, Micah McFadden, who was a fifth-round pick 2 years ago out of Indiana, he's turned out to be a really solid linebacker next to Okereke. So they're really good up front.
Too? Is
Kayvon Thibodeau?
Kayvon Thibodeau's there too, yeah.
I think Thibodeau's a solid player. I don't know if he's a star. Almost all of his sacks last year were kind of ancillary sacks, not where he beat the tackle. Yeah. I didn't love him coming out of Oregon. He was a high pick. We'll see. I think he's got some work to do to add to his pass rush repertoire. I don't think there's enough in his arsenal right now, but, that could develop. On the back end, they're playing some young players. They drafted Deonte Banks first round out of Maryland. I think he's a really good corner prospect. They drafted Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota in the second round. My guess is because he's such a savvy, smart player that he'll end up starting at safety for them.
All right, last team, Commanders. Let's go ahead and dive in there. Obviously, Jaden Daniels there, and we've We have gotten your breakdown of him, but what about the skill players that surround him?
Yeah, McLaurin's a really good receiver. I think Dotson, they're waiting for him to really become more than he has been. He was a first-round pick out of Penn State, has really good traits. They're looking for a third receiver. They drafted Luke McCaffrey in the 3rd round. I think they'd like him to be the guy. He's tough. He's physical. He caught the ball really well in traffic. We'll see. Rookie receivers, you don't know. The O-line kind of is a little bit of a question mark still. So that's a concern. Now, Daniels obviously can get out of trouble, and he may have to run a lot. We'll see how that plays out. I kind of like their backfield. I don't know if they have a star. I liked Ryan Robinson out of Alabama. They did sign Austin Eckler. Now, I'm sure they signed him to be their starter. We'll see how that all plays out. Because Robinson's pretty good back. He might be a better back right now than Eckler. Certainly running the ball. Eckler's a really good receiver. Really good receiver.
There he is. He's Greg Cosell. We'll go NFC South next week. Greg, appreciate the analysis.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Cosell.
There he is. He's Cosell. He's the best. Executive producer and analyst, NFL Matchup, senior producer, NFL Films for 44
I'm going to come back
years.
to Cosell on that Danny Dimes thing. You know what I mean? If they get an O-line or if they can get him out of Danny Dimes, don't re-sign anything else no more. So talk with me. I'm going to get you out and put you in a good situation.
Like Danny Dimes belief
he cold.
is
He
weird
really
to
cold.
me.
Did you love him before we sat down with David Cutcliffe and talked about
stamped it.
Okay, yeah. No, he did.
When he stamped it out, I knew I saw
you did.
something.
You liked him before that.
He didn't say that he should be in a different system, but he kind of said he should be in a different system. You know how older coaches do it.
Yeah,
you can kind of read
Especially
between the lines.
Cut, because he's like the nicest man ever to walk this earth.
All right, more 3HL when we come back. We'll talk more about our conversation with Will Levis. Get your take on it. What did you think? 615-737-1045.
Good people, you know what time it is. You got to go get you some therapy. That's holistic stem cell therapy. Kellum Stem Cell Institute is coming to you live and direct. Now, many patients have their own experiences, but I have mine. When you go and get the therapy and get it directly where the inflammation is on your right knee, for me, on my right shoulder, all of that has not been a problem. I even got to go back and get a little help. Yeah, you make sure something's right. These cells are your body's own healing cells harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Stem cells attack inflammation in the body, and we know that all autoimmune disorders derive from the inflammation. Congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, arthritis, all can be cured. Just call and get your consultation today at 615-850-4415. Get your consultation, meet with Dr. Kellum himself directly, and give him a list of things that you think it was wrong, and he'll promise you to give an answer for you. Now, if you take my word, you don't have to DM me. Just trust me. Go on up there, Kellum, Kellum, KELLUM,
New fun opportunity for you. GameTerminal.com is the website. 201 Terminal Court in Nashville. Game Terminal, easy for me to say. Nashville's largest arcade with more than 250 games spanning 40 years. From pinball to Pac-Man to Mario Kart and anything in between. Game Terminal has everything you'd ever want to play. Check them out. 10,000 square feet inside of space for games, bars, lounge areas, even event VIP event rooms, so they can host any size party so you're not crammed into a small space. Maybe you want to take it outside. You can do it. 8,000 square feet of space with a covered patio, tailgate games, and a nice nightly vibe. You're sure to have a great time at Game Terminal, whether you go at night or during the daytime. By the way, not only can you play games at Game Terminal, if you find something that you like, you can buy it. From new to full, restore vintage, the Game Terminal can help you find that perfect machine for your man cave. From hard-to-find games to the newest, hottest machines, Game Terminal has you covered. GameTerminal.com is the website. 201 Terminal Court in Nashville. GameTerminal.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Beautiful day in the Music City, y'all.
It really is.
Great day.
It's kind of hot though.
It's gonna get hotter too.
We got into I was going to use the word argument, but that's probably a strong word when you're talking about the person that runs all 5 radio stations in this building. But we got into a brief discussion about something today before the show.
Who's we?
Me and Slay and Allison.
Oh.
About Galaga.
Oh, yeah.
About Galaga. Like my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And she wants to call it Galaga.
Yeah. It's called Galaga.
And me and Slay were like, no. Look, we got respect for you, but we're coming back at you on this one.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make a good difference. But then I went
Galaga.
to it. I tried to find a pronunciation for it, and it was someone on there saying Galaga.
No.
I promise.
I've never in my life heard
you
that.
had just walked off, and I played it for her. She was like, see, I told you. And she started skipping back down the hallway.
Yeah, she was like, do you like admitting when you're wrong? She said that when she passed me. I'm like,
that wasn't the right name, Allison.
It's not Galaga.
No, it's Galaga.
Give us some love on that.
Mm-hmm.
Evan and Bank Chat is open. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
So when Will Levis was showing us his dislocated shoulder from Kentucky,
dude,
and he pulled his. I'm not going to do it because I don't have the same arm he does. That's clear.
You do not.
I'm gonna keep it right inside my shirt.
And I love you, Mayor, but it ain't even close.
Holy God!
Right.
So you said the chat just went nuts when he did that?
Yeah, that's what Zeph said. Yeah, I mean, he's jacked.
Yes.
Like jacked.
Yeah, you could tell, man, when we first met him, SEC Media Day, like that dude, he was built. Like, if I could go into a system and type in how I would want a quarterback to be built, it would probably come out looking like Will Levis. Like, as far as his body structure, his muscle mass, like his legs, like he's well put together, man. Mm-hmm. Well put together, dog.
He's
But his shoulder still kind of points out from that separated AC joint.
No, that's right
it's
there.
like huge.
Yeah, that's right there. I ain't going nowhere.
Like, do you ever you don't have to get that fixed? I don't know anything about shoulders.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It looked like they
know.
need to shave it down or something.
No, I don't think you want to shave it.
Like with sandpaper or something.
Slay's like,
Galaga, get out of here with that.
So what, Slay, you had asked him just kind of in the break, we were talking about his weight and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has shed a few pounds.
Yeah, he said he shed about 5 to 6 want to get out. He said it probably end up being 7 pounds lighter than he was last year playing. He said he feels great.
Which he played at 235.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting, man. If
and he feels fast.
He's at 220.
That's the thing.
He's at 225 now. He wants to be at 228.
That's the thing with all those weapons out there, and you running coverages off and things of that nature, and you get a pocket where it's not collapsing. You actually can break the pocket. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot, but let your legs do some working. That's I thought that was something that helped Tannehill a lot. You know what I'm saying? Well, against you got a good running game, and then you got a pocket that's gonna hold up. So once you start and take off running, it's different. It's unexpected. Not 5 or 6 times a game. 2 or 3 times.
If we would have booked Will Levis on Friday to be in studio, would you be here today, or would you still be on your week-long celebration?
I wouldn't have been back yet. I would have came back today or tonight.
You came back for Will Levis.
Yeah, that was just that's
the reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that your body could have handled another day, honestly.
It probably couldn't be. Like, I was literally in the airport, and Chris kept asking me, are you okay? And I was like, no,
well,
I'm
not good.
Like,
You're like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not okay. I don't know how I'm walking. Like, my body inside felt different. It didn't feel like me. Like, I couldn't eat. You know what I mean? I couldn't. But
he said he lost 8 pounds on this trip.
I did.
Really? Because there's a lot of calories and alcohol.
Especially tequila.
But when you're not eating while you're doing it.
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
weird.
It was weird. Straight up liquid diet.
Like, I don't know why I wasn't eating. At the wedding, at the reception, I remember eating 2 pieces of chicken. I made myself eat some broccoli. And then I was like, I should drink. And then
that's what you should do.
Yeah, that's it. Because
that hadn't happened before.
Yeah,
that
kind of went downhill from that point. But it was, then everybody else was having a good time. So I was like, all right, I need to have a good time. Where's the drink? And somebody brought me a bottle instead of just a cup.
How many bottles were delivered to you?
Before I kind of lost it, before I lost my mind and ended up in the parking lot at 11, and the reception was still going. I remember having 3 bottles. Mm-hmm. And when I went back to the table, one was empty. I had one in the back room. It was half full. And then the other one was by the chicken in the where they were serving the food.
Why did you go to the parking garage?
I'm telling you, I have no earthly
Does anyone know why?
No. I don't know. I got anybody else.
But surely he's like, hey, Chris, I'm going to go to the parking garage. I'll be right back.
No. Nope. One time I went outside and had the mic. She had to come get me. I was out there talking to people outside on the mic. Mind you, there's no speakers outside. So everybody's here. I'm talking to the people out there, but I'm holding the mic.
On the sidewalk?
Yeah, I'm holding the mic, but everybody in there is like, what is he talking about?
Oh.
I'm talking to everybody out there.
Yeah, this could get weird.
But I was hyped.
Yeah,
like, hell yeah, y'all. Hey, where we about to go? We about to do this. And like it was like, what? We can't hear you.
So
we
it was like
we can't hear you.
Tights pregame.
Yeah. It was a little worse.
C-Wiz.
Fried.
Turkey.
Davenport was trying to get C-Wiz to play something.
He should have.
Oh my gosh. C-Wiz thinks I'm crazy.
No, C-Wiz thinks all of us are crazy.
Oh yeah.
What were you asking for? And we need to take a break. Reed's going to kill us.
Okay. Well, so I asked for Nelly.
Yeah.
Right. Which he just looked at me like
nobody wants to hear Nelly right now.
Yeah. Like he looked at me like, Babs. I was like, okay, we'll just do like some 90s white girl rap for me.
Yeah,
and
give me
he's
some.
like, no.
90s white girl rap.
Me, Babs.
I said 90s white girl rap. But he did play something. I just don't remember it. That I was like, that's for me. He just played that for me.
That was my song.
That
I
was
can't
for me.
remember it.
C-Wiz from 92Q was holding it down. All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. Big Savager, Ramon Foster will join us at 5:20. You hear a little bit of what we did with Will Levis conversationally. And Reese and Laura are on hold. Reese was going to put down a lot on that Florida State game, he told us.
Why didn't he?
I hope he did.
Well, I think he did.
It worked out.
We'll hear about it. He has to use Laura's phone, though. And that means she's got to sign off on it. And he was wanting to bet $300.
That sounds good.
So we'll figure that out next. 3HL 1045 this home. We'll talk about Gupta Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. If you are looking for that next new or pre-owned vehicle, my guys at Gupta are ready to help you out. Daniel Gupta and his crew, they're the absolute best, man, all the way through it, too. In terms of service after you choose to buy with them, they are phenomenal at keeping up with everything your vehicle needs in terms of oil change, also tire rotation, all that stuff. They're so good. So just let them know what you're looking for. Maybe you need something with less of a payment. Maybe you need more room, better gas mileage, whatever you're looking for. They'll be able to point you in the right direction. No pressure at all from them at all. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. So go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will ever have had. So take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the dealership information is their address, phone number, deals they have going on now, and the inventory, all there at GuptonMotors.com. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Hey, now listen, when your lights go out and the power is not your fault, I'm talking about a bad storm comes through, electricity blanks out, or a lot of times, man, it's testing going on and your power just goes out. It just is what it is. It may just be your neighborhood. All that could be alleviated if you got Cove generators. They got a home Generac standby generator right there for you, and all you need to do is give them a call. They even got a big-time warranty that's been extended through June. 10-year warranty, Babs. They give them something.
Yeah, a free new 10-year warranty upgrade with your purchase of a Generac automatic standby generator. Plus, on top of it, you tell them you heard about them right here on the Zone, 3HL from Dawn and Slay, and you'll get an extra $500 off of your purchase. Financing is available. It's more affordable than you think. And you can have a Generac automatic standby generator from Cove Generators so that you are never left in the dark again. Give them a call. 931-559-3311. That's Cove, C-O-V-E, generators.com, Slay.
Stay connected to it all.
Yeah.
Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hogg. The Vols baseball team getting all the good news as they get ready to take on Texas A&M in the College World Series Finals. But the football team just picked up some good news in 4-star offensive lineman Nick Moore, as he has decided to stay in state and will go and play for the Tennessee Vols. The Tennessee baseball team is looking to try to not only win the College World Series, but also win Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge. Now, there's no updates for today because there's nothing going on today. But going into the finals, the Tennessee Vols have so far sold 12,804 shots. They haven't. It's actually been Rocco's. But Texas A&M is in second place with 11,762 shots. The two teams are separated by barely 1,000. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. A weekend is almost here. Check us out online at 3HL 104.5 on X. Also, you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is. She's Babsy Davenport.
104.5 The Zone AI.
We're
On the
AI
T-Dot Smartway map,
Look,
there appears to be a
Seth loves
meteor approaching downtown Nashville. No, wait. Scratch that. No need to check for
He really
weather
loves the
alerts.
Slay AI
This
version.
appears to be a Babs NATO. She's coming in hot. Entering the studio in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Don Davenport.
And here's your daily reminder. If you are not passing a car in the left lane, get over.
Run it,
Run it.
as Bert would say. Ronald Sylvester Slay is back.
I'm in the building.
Starting no roof protocol.
Yep.
Zephyr's worn off on Reed.
Engaging no roof protocol. This show ain't got no roof.
Man, I ain't had no roof.
In T-3, 2.
Did you ever find the
One.
roof?
This week and a half hasn't had any.
Welcome Ronald Sylvester Slay.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
I think at some point you need to find the roof, just for a minute, don't you?
Nah, you just got to go park it. You got to go park somewhere.
Maybe that's why you were in the parking lot.
Yeah. Figuring it out, yo.
That's what I'm here for.
Figuring it out.
I'm also here for this.
One ponders. Is there a show without the mayor?
I mean, let's go. Let's
Calculating. Answer, no. This is not your average town hall meeting. This is the mayor of 3HL, Brent Doherty. On 104.5 The Zone.
I mean, give it to me once in a while. Thank you, Reed.
Look at you.
go. Yeah, that's good right there.
Reed Smith
Intro,
on the ones and
intro,
twos
intro.
today.
Heck yeah.
Zeph's
I
been
like
running
it.
around too, man, managing the whole Will Levis situation.
Man, Zeph been out there in the hallway, in the booth, in here.
Shooting videos, taking pictures,
Been everywhere.
kissing babies.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
What babies were here? You didn't see any babies?
Nah, Slay Baby, I'm back.
Slay baby.
Yeah, that's me.
Sounds like some Christmas song.
I felt like it was Christmas. I experienced a lot of the seasons in a week.
Season for the reason. Tennessee took out Florida State 7-2. Seacrest got the win. Little 3HL karma. Come on, 3HL, you get the win in Omaha.
Way to go, Xander.
6 and a third, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Burke homered his 20th of the season. Tennessee now the only team in Division I history with 5 players with 20 or more homers.
I was hot. I missed it.
Also, by the way, more 3HL karma. Reed in my ear said, Snead closed it out, too.
Hey, it works that way.
We had both those guys on.
Simple.
Come on.
Why wouldn't you want to come on?
Christian Moore, 2 for 4, 2 runs, and RBI.
He was on his own.
Burke was 3 for 5, a run scored, 2 RBI. So Vols have scored 25 runs in this tournament. Texas A&M has given up 3, so something's got to give there.
Sheesh.
How about that?
Is it pitching or just the defense behind the pitching?
Pitching.
Okay.
They won 3-2 over Florida. Excuse me.
You right?
5-1 over Kentucky, 6-0 over Florida. Unfortunate that Florida had to play Texas A&M.
Yeah. Florida, good team, though.
Double
It's a lot of
elimination
good
tournament,
teams,
and
though.
you lose to the same team twice.
Yeah.
It's a tough break. WNBA note. Angel Reese, first rookie to post 7 consecutive double-doubles.
Well, good for her.
She's pretty
That's
good.
what she does. She's a bully down there.
So at 5:45, I found an Allen Iverson press conference from a long time ago, from back in the day, with really big picture thoughts. I'm going to play for y'all.
Is this
So
may
it's-
or may not like?
It's not funny,
Okay.
but it's like sometimes we all need to
Could
hear
be
stuff
funny.
like this.
You could think it's funny.
You think it's funny? Maybe?
Me and Zeph watched it like 5 times to record it.
And you thought it was funny?
He repeats himself 8 times, so we thought it was pretty
Well, of
funny.
course
Well, he does
It's
that.
AI.
Yeah. Practice? We talking about practice? It's not that one either. It's not the practice one.
It's like a real, it's like a inspirational.
I don't know about inspirational, but he points out like, you ain't no different than me.
Yeah.
I just happen to be sitting up here and you're sitting right there.
Hey.
Basically.
Sometimes you got to let people know. Ain't no difference.
Live golf tournament this weekend. Any of y'all going? That's going to be
I was
fun, man.
gonna go, man, but
It's going to be hot, hot.
I got this little 4-year-old party I got to go to. Man.
Oh.
I'm about to turn up.
Mr. Babs is going.
Yes, I was going to the Live. Oh,
Yeah. I was standing down there when you were organizing that on the phone.
Yeah, no, he's going Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow he is in prepare for party mode,
Okay.
AKA his wife is going to make him do a bunch of crap that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is 4-year-old party.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to let it rip on Sunday.
That's
then.
showtime
Yeah.
right there.
Isn't he?
There's no doubt.
He's going to go to that party
Oh, yeah.
hole on 15.
Oh, they got a party hole?
Oh, yeah.
I told him, I said, I will allow you to go on Sunday.
So
If
Liv
you
is...
do all the work on Friday. It's like you work hard, you get the payoff.
Reed told me about this. Reed used to work at the Grove. And he said that Liv fell in love with they did the party hole one time and they fell in love with the idea, so now they do it on every tournament. And
Really?
it's kind of framed after the idea of the stadium hole at the Waste Management Open in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So you can like cheer and jeer and all those things.
That's dope.
And it's like, I mean, bar there, and they encourage
It's VIP.
debauchery.
Oh, yeah. Debauchery. They encourage debauchery at the golf tournament.
Yeah.
But DeChambeau, evidently, I saw it on Barstool, so it must be true. He was walking around downtown Nashville holding the U.S. Open trophy.
Just letting people know.
Just carrying it around.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Get a major like that, take it wherever you go. I like that.
I would.
I would too.
Do you think the Woo girls were confused by that? Like, why is this guy walking around with a trophy? What is this about?
And
Like, what did he win?
That
Who
probably
the hell
attracted
is
them.
this guy?
Yeah.
Got a big trophy. I don't know. Does he
Do you
drink
think
out of it?
do you think that makes the Woo girls want to talk to him, even if they don't know who he or what
Without
he is?
question, yes.
Absolutely.
That guy's just walking around here with like a 3-foot tall trophy. Like,
Yeah, that'll at
get
least-
him over here
That's going to at least get you as a prop in their
in the door.
pictures.
Oh, in the pictures.
Yeah, and probably in the door too.
Yeah,
never
that's a instant.
Yeah,
TikTok
automatic.
hit.
Like, oh yeah, we want to take. And then guess what? One or two phone numbers at the end of the night. And then the U.S. Open.
Bryce DeChambeau. Reese and Laura joined us from South Central Kentucky. Reese, Laura, what's up? Uh-oh. Are they there, Reed?
Dum, bum, bum.
Reese and Laura.
Hey, guys.
Oh,
hey,
they're there.
Big Play. Congratulations.
Thank you, Laura.
Your wedding sounded like our wedding. We had to Uber home.
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
He says it's a celebration for the rest of your life.
It most definitely should be that way.
Amen to that, sister. Big Play, are you with me?
You know it, Reese.
I have missed those words, my friend.
What's up,
We're
brother?
glad you're back, my friend.
I'm glad to be back, man. I
man,
felt the
we
love
missed
too, man.
Now, first of all, I got $400 yesterday. She thought I only bet $200, but I lied when she gave me the phone because she wouldn't give me the phone for the game before.
Oh boy!
So I put $400 on it, and she was mad that I put $200 on it. Then when I won $400, she was all happy.
It was cool.
That's marriage for you.
I'm writing that one down right there. Let me write that one down.
Yeah.
Reese. Okay.
Now, Big Slate,
Yes, sir.
I got a little bit of a marriage story for you. Are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This is what you have to look forward to. Are you mentally prepared?
Yeah, I got my notes right here ready.
Notes ain't going to help. So today I was like, I'm going to be sweet, right?
Yeah.
I got off work, and I was like, she's always talking about cookie dough, all this stuff, and I'm not allowed to eat, right? Because of the Awaken 180.
Yep.
and so I was like, I'm going to go buy her some cookie dough. Well, I don't buy that stuff. So I go over there, and I have to ask a coworker where it's at, and they're like, "Really, Reese? You work here every day?" So they lead me over to the fat person section, and I go to the cookie dough, and there's like 12 options, and I'm like, "Oh dear God, I don't know what to choose." So there's this white macadamian nut. And so I'm like, well, if I was still fat, that looks really good. I'd eat that.
Yeah, Reese lost 100 pounds. I always have to fill in your story for people that don't know. Lost 100 plus.
Mayor.
Yeah, lost 100 plus.
Yeah, I was 286.6, went down to 140. So I was like, well, that looks really good.
You're half the man you used to be. Literally.
Oh, I'm double the man that I used to be because I love my wife. But so I buy these Toll House white macadamian nut things.
Macadamia nut.
Okay, whatever. And so I'm all proud of myself, right? I think I've done good. And I get home and I'm like, hey, babe, in the grocery bag there with the cat food, there's a surprise for you. And she goes, oh, cookie dough. And I said, yeah, I did good. I get the right one. Big Slay, you know what her answer was?
What?
Nope. Should have got chocolate chips. So that's what you have to look forward to, Big Slay. But now let's get to business, Big Slay.
Okay.
Are you with me?
I'm ready, yo, baby. Let's go.
Tony V ain't going to lose again.
Yeah, I like it, Reese.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, I don't know what a fighting Aggie is. I guess that's a fighting farmer. I don't know who the farmer's fighting. Rain. I mean, how you going to beat Rain? I don't know. But Tennessee is not losing again. And if I tell you right now, you need to put $500 on Tennessee. Come on. Oh, I'm doing it.
Did you just say Vitellia right now?
Yes. Yes, I did, Mayor. I am putting $500 on that game.
I'd leave it alone.
She always says I'll leave it alone, and then she doesn't give me the phone. But I get the phone, I sneak it in there sometimes, and I profit this money, and then I pay off bills, and she's so happy. Now, Big Slay.
Yeah.
Mayor would not sing with me.
I know. I heard it. I tuned in on that part. I was ashamed of Mayor.
I'm a professional journalist.
Was you listening to us on Monday?
Yes. You know I was listening. I'm always tuned in.
I know you always there. Now, I do have one more story before we take it out. Do you have 45 seconds?
Yes, go.
Okay. I'm in trouble at work.
35 seconds. We go.
Okay. I got rode up twice since Friday. You know why?
Why?
I have refused to take off my Lucky Tennessee hat and my Lucky Orange beads at work since Friday. I said, we have important business going on. I cannot take it off, but we have a strict uniform policy.
Yeah.
And I've been rode up twice. I'm on a final warning, and I told the boss, you better not come around Saturday because we're playing Saturday, and I'm not taking it off. So I'm hoping he doesn't work Saturday. But Big Slay, are you ready? Is Zip ready? I know Mayor's not ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready for y'all to do it.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hit the button, Big Cat. Hit the button.
Big Cat, hit the button, baby.
Where's the button? Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top 10. Let's see. We're so glad you're back, Big Slay. We love y'all. Happy Thursday. We'll talk to you next week. Everybody go Vols. Ain't nobody stopping the money on the ball.
There goes Reese and Laura.
Yeah, Reese.
My man's gonna get fired at work. I told the boss, hey man, unless you want to fire me, stay away.
Hey, I'm gonna be all the way honest though. For a national championship, I'm gonna get fired.
He might be okay. I bet the big boss doesn't work on a Saturday.
Yeah, he probably might be in Omaha.
Yeah.
Wonder if his big boss says Galega.
Nah. That's
speaking of
big boss thing.
Speaking of Tony Vitello, here's the opening statement after the win over Florida State.
Yeah, I'm still trying to grasp what happened. We got hustle and bustle there with y'all putting on 3 games, and thank goodness it's going fairly well. 3 games in one day is tough, but a heck of a day to have in Omaha, and us being the sandwich game. Like I said, I think it's one of the weirdest games I've ever been a part of. Maybe we came out on the winning end because we have one of the weirdest pitchers I've ever been around in Xander, and he threw the ball really well and led us into the battle the way that he should. But both teams struck a bunch of balls very well. Both teams made some great defensive plays, and both teams have explosive lineups that kind of leave you on the edge of your seat, at least where I was standing. So hopefully the fans felt that way too and got their money's worth. And if you're a Florida State fan, you obviously got your money's worth all year long. In particular, the year that it was for them, remembering a legend as their former coach.
Yeah, and they had an awful year last year, but in Omaha this year, tremendous run by Florida State. Tennessee, Texas
Coach
A&M.
Martin?
What's up?
What's his name? Coach Martin? What's his first name?
I don't remember.
Oh, if I'm mistaken.
College World Series Championship Finals Game 1 Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. And you can catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone as well. Number 1, Tennessee, the home team in Game 1 against number 3, Texas A&M. Game 2 on Sunday, 1 o'clock on ABC. Texas A&M will be the home team, Tennessee the road team in that one. That's 2 out of 3. So all that coming up. Big Savagery, Ramon Foster next. We'll talk some Titans football on 104.5 The Zone.
Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. If you need new windows and doors, that is who you need to call. Just figured out we need a new back door because our current back door rusted all the way through. Was hoping that we could not have to get a new door, but not the case. So Brittany with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville came on out this morning, measured everything, set everything up, and they are awesome. This is coming off of me replacing windows and doors in my rental property and then also windows in my home as well. So I can tell you a lot about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville because I've used them so many times. They're the best, and the lifetime warranty on their stuff is so important. And then on top of that, they have leading in the industry on their labor warranty. And the reason they can do that is because of how much attention to detail they pay and what a great job they do in installation. They've got a deal going on right now, 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. 615-249-1910. Schedule your free consultation. Check out that offer at PellaNashville.com.
So many people trust Two Rivers Ford. Football players, working moms, business owners. Why? Because Two Rivers Ford has been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. I was like, why is Tom Brady on with Colin Cowherd? And then I thought, oh, this is Fox getting him out and about now.
Plus, he got to go win people over, man.
Yeah.
I think there was a snippet. Did I send it to y'all? Of him talking about, oh, yeah. Yep, it's on there.
Oh, AB?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's play it. We got it. Let's go. Tom Brady.
Yep, there it is.
That's good. I have always had this feeling, and if you could, subconsciously when Randy was there, he rewarded you. But was there a feeling sometimes, where's Randy?
Sure.
I want to make sure Randy's happy.
Sure. Yet you always felt like you had to do something to get them the ball. And if they hadn't touched the ball in practice, I'd make sure, oh, God, hey, I got to get so-and-so ball because I want him to keep running hard. And I want him to be ready for when the ball does come. And, you see it a lot in NFL games. Been practicing a lot of these games. I want to see the best players touch the ball early so they can break a sweat. They can get into the flow of the game. And good coaches do that. When you script plays at the beginning of the game, you're saying, okay, you're the Niners coach. I'm going to make sure McCaffrey touches it either first or second in the game. I want to make sure Deebo Samuel touches it first or second in the game. I'm going to throw it to him quick. Somehow I know the ball is going to be in his hands so he can do something with it. I want to get him into the flow. So we would always try to script so that everybody would feel like they were in the flow of the game. The last thing you want is your number one receiver to go 2.5 quarters into a game and not see a ball to get one target, because he's going to get discouraged. He's got to go out there. He's got to break the huddle. He's got to run out 25 yards to his alignment. He's got to run down the field as fast as he can, try to get open. He's got to run back to the huddle. It's a lot of effort that he's putting into not getting the ball. And I think when you can reward that guy early in the game and figure, okay, where is he at? How do I get him the ball? And there's certain guys that are really easy to get the ball to. Certainly the guys that line up closer to the ball, the tight ends and the slot receivers, there's way more route options for them. It's way easier to get them the ball because they can go to basically every part of the field. Whereas that perimeter receiver, he's got the sideline to deal with. He really can't break out. If he breaks out, he's got 5 or 6 yards to deal with. A receiver at the tight end position or in the slot, when he breaks out, he's got 18 yards to deal with. So you have much more space to get him actually the ball. So, it wasn't hard to get Welker the ball. It wasn't hard to get Edelman the ball. It wasn't hard to get Gronkowski the ball. It was hard to get a perimeter receiver the ball. If they decide that they want to take a perimeter receiver out of the game,
roll out coverage.
You just roll the coverage to him. You play cover 2. You jam him at the line of scrimmage with someone over the top, and it's very, very difficult to get that guy the ball. But that also gives up a lot of other things. And you've got to be able to take advantage of those things. And that number one receiver has to understand, okay, they're making a concerted effort to take me away. Therefore, my other teammates have to produce when they're playing these coverages.
There's Tom Brady on Colin Cowherd. Think he's going to be good in the booth?
I needed to hear that from Brady. I know he's smart.
I like how you said that. I needed to hear that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know he got a ton of knowledge. You've heard it when people talk about backroom conversations, like what we learned about him and Peyton playing golf and things of that nature. I think y'all talked about that earlier this week sometime.
They worked out with some high school kids in a town in Tennessee, which we didn't know about.
So when y'all was talking about that, I was listening
they played
to
golf.
It then, okay, that's pretty dope. And we know those stories all the time. But to be able to go out there and articulate it the way that we can understand, I thought that was perfect.
Ramon Foster joins us now from Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. What do you think about Tom Brady in the booth, Ramon?
Man, I just want personality. That's all I'm asking for, is a guy with some personality that's going to teach us something and also entertain us, too. That's all I'm looking for. I don't need him to be the guru. I don't need him to one-up Tony Romo. I don't even need for it to be a competition. I want entertainment. I want Peyton Manning. You know how Peyton just get into it and he start talking ball, and next thing you know, it's like, dang, even I learned something today. That's what I need out of Tom Brady while breaking the game down. So, yeah, that's all I'm really expecting.
Yeah, I agree.
You glad to have your brother back in town?
Well,
oh, my gosh. I thought, Mayor, you asking me that question. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought you were going to say, what's up, Cali boys? I thought you were going to say, how my West Coast family doing? That's what I was expecting. That's what I was expecting. But, yes, I am, but I'm out of town and he's in town. So it's that time of the year.
You're following baseball.
Where are you exactly? Because I have seen some letter A's rolling around your pictures, like, the scrolly A, like Alabama A. What?
Usually I'm like in Alabama, but like you can catch me in Hoover, you can catch me in Birmingham, Albertville. I'm actually I'm in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. You down there Road Tide Willie, man.
I don't even want to look for them. I got sick. I got slightly sick when I realized we're on campus. But you know what? I'll tell you this. My first telltale sign to let me know we were in Tuscaloosa, it was a bunch of Hellcats and Trackhawks out here, okay? They let me know that the Dodge Hellcats are in good standing down here. That's how I knew it.
So we have Will Levis in studio, and one of the things that he talked about was a trip they've got coming up Monday where he invited I think 5 of his wide receivers are going. But they've got a place to throw. They've got a golf course on the site of where they are. They're going to hit a boat one day. Like, how important is that for quarterback and receiver to do those things in the offseason?
First thing first, I want to know who the 5 are. Okay, that's going to tell us a lot. Unless he's doing 2 trips where he's including tight ends and running backs, because I want to know who the 5 are. If it's all 5 receivers, which 5 are they? But to your most important question, how important is that? Very important. They get an opportunity to just be themselves. You got to think, for the most part, we are around each other in the locker room, but we're in a situation to where, I see the work you. I don't get an opportunity to see the at-home you. Savage saw with me and my group, right, the O-line.
Yeah.
And we saw the comments Antonio Brown had to say about our group also. We figure out who we are as people, how much I love you, how much I trust you, and the moments I can get you away from football, even though we may be doing football things. Whenever I can get you outside of the building, that's when I'm going to see, oh, yeah, that's my homie right there. Yeah. Oh, we are a lot alike outside of football. All of that stuff is crucial because it somewhat, that's where trust is also built. And that's where you understand that my lifestyle or my communication on how, you know what, he may be a 12 o'clock go to sleep type of guy, Will Levis. And D-Hop might be a 9 o'clock dude. And he might have a reason for that. He may need to understand, why is D-Hop going to bed at 9 o'clock? Well, he probably gets up at 3 o'clock every single day. So there's a lot of those types of things you figure out about people. Are they morning folks? You know what also ticks them off? Mm-hmm. You'll also have that. And I'm sure there's going to be stuff done there, too, to where games are being played to where they figure out, all right, this guy is very competitive. I don't care if it's beer pong. I don't care if it's cards. I don't care if it's cornhole. You put yourself in those types of situations. That's what these types of trips outside of the building will do.
Yeah.
So I'd want to bring this up. Ryan Clark does.
What was that?
I don't know.
Listen, y'all. I'm a shell of myself.
He's
y'all.
still getting those brain cells back after last week. Anyway, so Ryan Clark does the Pivot podcast or whatever, and he had Antonio Brown on and talked about just like the great Steelers era, and AB gave some love to our guy. He named unannounced players Marquise Pouncey, the Ramon Foster, Marcus Gilbert, David DeCastro as true heroes of that era. How about that? AB talking some sense, huh?
That was big. I just did my podcast not too long ago, and I said this. I think the Hollywood stuff that AB may have been chasing is probably behind him in a sense. And the football side, hopefully is coming back. AB got a lot of knowledge. I tell people all the time, he's no dummy. He panders to the crowd, and he has his ways, right, in certain situations.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool because, again, there's a lot of guys that go in and out of those buildings, right, football buildings that want to know their self-worth. But the NFL is very selective on who they give the stages to. The stages usually go to the quarterback, the premier wide receiver, the premier running back, and the outside edge rush, right? And I was glad AB put threw us in that conversation because anybody that walked inside of that building, I know I bring up Savage for confirmation, but he saw it. Mm-hmm. He knew, and the coaches knew, and the players knew. Nothing moved unless we said so as a group, really. Like, we set the way we worked. We set the way we practiced. We set the way the games are going to go. And the dudes that he mentioned were mostly offensive linemen. He mentioned Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace, I don't think ever made a Pro Bowl. If he did, I forgot. And my bad, Mike. But it's a lot of dudes that pave roads so that those dudes get the ultimate shine, from the fan base and the national TV and stuff like that. He didn't lie. Our group, the ones that he mentioned, somewhat set that up. And I ain't even bragging on that one. It's just that whenever you know that you're a part of the DNA of it and how it all came together, it's kind of cool to get a tip of the hat from the guys that were on that NFL mountaintop for a while, like AB and Ben and Le'Veon and the others that was around that era.
Yeah. There he is. He's Ramon Foster, RK Dub, weekday mornings, 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone. Tell RJ to let it rip.
Man, that's what he's doing, man. That's all he's doing, man.
Go off, June. Go off, Mousy. My boys.
You know it, man. Uncle Savage, I said in our morning show, we got to have a recap, y'all.
Yeah, we got to have a sit down.
We need to do a podcast recap where
so
like
much going on.
everything can be talked about.
I still don't know
perspectives from everywhere.
I still don't know how Slay ended up in the parking garage at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, neither.
Wandering around.
Just because that's the only answer you got.
Like a Roomba. I love it.
With Babsy, your husband Travis offered up the backyard in the pool. We need to decompress out there.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? Just let the camera rip and put it on YouTube. Party at Baptist. People start talking about Speedos being involved, too. I don't know.
Going down.
See you, man.
Stay safe there in Tuscaloosa.
Who brought up Speedos? Was that Robert? That seems like a Robert kind of thing.
No, it was my husband.
Okay.
Yep.
What is T-Rav? Is that what they call it? T-Rav.
Banana.
I heard he got a new name, T-Rav.
Oh, yeah, T-Rav.
Yeah.
Not
Apparently.
Mr. Babs.
That is no longer Mr. Babs.
Everybody told me they don't call him that anymore.
Well, I don't think anyone did, except for you.
Oh. That's bunk.
What were you about to say about bananas? Banana Foster?
I thought you were talking about Speedos. Moving on. Take a break, Reed.
Howard Iverson next.
I got to talk about Lone Pronto here. I'm sure they'll be thrilled coming off that Speedo conversation. Do you have debt? Maybe you bought too many Speedos. Guess what? Lone Pronto can help you out and help you become 100% debt-free from high-interest credit card debt, car loan debt, personal loans, because we all have this equity in our home right now, don't we? Might as well use that equity and use that cash. Lone Pronto's Equity Express line of credit will help you to do just that. And they'll turn your equity into cash almost instantly. Almost no documentation, no appraisal, no hassle. Get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home that you own and use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner, they've tracked it, is saving over $800 a month doing this. LoanPronto.com is where you can start the whole process, or call them 615-499-5780. 615-499-5780. I did it to get money out for a new backyard project, and it was super easy. Lone Pronto, the best. LonePronto.com. NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Didn't it take like forever to get tired of this song? Or maybe never, honestly. Sure. But like addicted, like I was addicted to hearing this song all the time.
No,
I'm still okay with it.
I was going to say, you had some drink with this in any club, it's going down. I don't see how old or anything.
This is what I should have requested at the wedding.
For any club.
That would
have would have played that one.
No,
for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I said Nelly, and he was like, nah.
He's like, Nelly,
Nah, I don't even have that in my bank here.
And you know he's got a vault of like 5,000 songs in that thing.
Especially old songs.
I like the 90s rap.
We got him.
Nelly.
They play him all the time. Like, I'm telling you. I've heard him play Nelly at our Titan Tailgate.
Oh, you have? So he's got it.
That's what I'm saying. You should have told me.
He just wasn't going to do it there.
Why was it going to bother you with that nonsense?
Babsy, nothing was a bother at all.
You were trying to find the parking garage.
I found it unintentionally.
By the way, shout out to my girl Kirby. She's in town.
What's up, Kirby?
Came to town from good old Tupelo, Mississippi. Well, Houston, Mississippi, but Tupelo.
I was going to say, ain't she a mayor down there?
I think she's running for mayor.
You got friends running for mayor?
I do.
Babsy,
I know.
What are you doing?
Very diverse.
Hanging out with us.
I don't know what the hell
Talking
I'm doing
about
with my
banana
life.
hammocks.
Hey, I didn't say it.
Only because I stopped you, and then I said it. See, this is how you work. Such a manipulator.
I'm going to get out of here.
Allen Iverson. What in the world? Just throwing things across the room.
Did I make it?
I was looking for May or May Not Be Funny. I actually didn't find one today. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is. You didn't look hard enough.
But I did find Allen Iverson talking about kind of some big picture stuff that I thought was interesting. Maybe you guys do. So it may or may not be interesting.
Oh.
From AI. He does repeat himself a lot, but that's kind of what he does, like that's his thing. We've all got our thing.
Is this like old AI?
Well, yeah. What's he doing now?
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of podcasts now.
Is he?
What? We got to know the right people. We might can get them.
That would be incredible.
Ooh, let's.
I always said about Allen Iverson, he could get anywhere on the floor he wanted to get.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And obviously not the biggest of dudes.
No.
Zeph, AI. As in Allen Iverson. That's our next guest. Get it.
Get it, Zeph.
Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
But the clip when Allen Iverson crossed over Jordan, that was
yeah,
that was a good one.
Iconic.
Yep. All right. Here's Allen Iverson with some big picture stuff from back in the day.
This is what I got to go through. This Allen Iverson life in a nutshell. I know I don't do everything right. No, I do. So I'll do a whole lot of that ain't right. Yes, I do. I'm just like y'all, though. Believe me. Like you, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I might be better, I might not be, but I'm just like you. I'm human, just like you. Just like you. When you understand that, then that'll help you out. That'll make you a better person. Like y'all talking about what's gonna make me a better basketball player. When you understand that people human just like you, then that'll make you a better person. I'm trying to get better. You need to also. You. I ain't no different, man. I'm just like y'all. I bleed like y'all. I cry like y'all. I got feelings just like y'all. I ain't no different from y'all. But I'm Allen Iverson. I'm sitting up here and y'all back there. That's the only thing different.
So he ends up getting into it with that guy, doesn't he, Reed?
I love that.
Yeah, he does. They go on. It's like a 20-minute press conference of them, 30-minute of them just going back and forth.
Just him and that dude.
But see, that's what I was trying to explain the other day when Tony Vitello went off on his tangent.
Yeah,
it don't be something that you're directly dealing with. It's a whole slew of things, a culmination of stuff you've been hearing for a year or 2 years, and it's like, all right, dog, what this time? You know what I mean? Like, what, dog?
But he was right. Like, I'm just like you. Like, I have problems just like you. I don't handle situations sometimes well, just like you. Like,
I get it. It's funny too, but I get it.
It is a good reminder,
it was
though.
funny. Yeah. May or may not be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, these professional athletes that we watch, though, it's a good reminder. They are human too. When you,
that's why I wanted to
especially
play
with how nasty Twitter is nowadays. all of us sitting here, just like you, all these professional athletes that and these college athletes, when it comes to recruiting and things like that, and some of the nastiness if they don't go to your school and whatever else, they're human. Remember that. We see it all the time, especially on social media, because it's so easy to to not realize that people are humans and can read and see what you say to them. Stuff you would never say to somebody face to face ever.
That's what we say. We say it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
When you see us out, man, it's cool to speak. We are actually just like you. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I had 2 or 3 people. Yeah, you. Just like you.
And you.
And you.
And you. And you. And you.
And you. I had 2 or 3 people speak to me in the airport. I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? You know what I mean? What's happening?
What's the backstory of why he went off on this one? I mean, we know the practice one, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about practice.
I guarantee.
It's a good question.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do some digging on it. I gotta be out there.
Reed says 20 minutes long.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: we are not like AI when it comes to hooping. Well, maybe Slay was close, but.
Oh, that's a compliment.
Laura, a great message from Iverson. We're more alike than we are different.
That's right.
Hope you all had a great Thursday. If you missed the Will Levis conversation, hour-long in studio, you can get it where you get your podcasts. You can also go to 1045thezone.com, look at the podcast section, and pull it down.
I appreciate all the love and the messages that everybody sent to, man. I heard y'all calling in on the radio, all the social media posts. Appreciate y'all, man. I can't respond to everybody, so I'll respond.
Love you, brother. Great.
Congrats, Mr. Slay.
Great stuff, and glad you're back. Yeah, it's just me and you tomorrow.
Just us.
You know what happens when Mama's out?
What happens when Mama's out?
Weird stuff happens on the show. Weird topics happen.
Time to play. Anybody want to come over, y'all? Hey, tomorr's the day.
Y'all want to come over?
Yeah, you can tear this house up.
All right, we love y'all. Thanks for including us in your day. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you're Traylon Burks and Tajay Spears or me in L.A.
Welcome back.
Long Beach or Arizona, Austin.
Cut him off.